Hello and welcome to the 6 a.m. news here on 3FM 92.7. I am Enyunam Haliuga. This bulletin is coming to you live from our studios at Adesawe Kanda and also coming to you live in Kesmi 107.1 FM. Coming up this morning, acquitted assemblyman in the alleged murder of Major Mahama sued the state for compensation.
Under Article 14.7 makes that provision that if you are wrongfully convicted, then you deserve compensation.
Also, 3 Foundation and Management of Media General begins a fundraiser to help secure accommodation for 32-year-old Harriet Amuzu, who was abused by her husband in a viral video.
At night, he wanted to have sex with me. I refused because we've been estranged for 5 months. He told me that he had set a trap for me. He wanted to kill me.
Now, Parliament comes under pressure to weigh whether to approve a revised lithium mining agreement.
Parliament should ratify it, but you see, when they are varying their fiscal terms, they should do a sliding scale rather than a fixed rate.
Details of these and other stories, please stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. Now to a first story. Lawyer for the acquitted assemblyman in the alleged murder of the late Major Maxwell Mahama says his client will sue for compensation. On Thursday, the appeals court acquitted and discharged the former assemblyman of Dintra Obuasi, William Bam. The Court of Appeal ruled that the evidence and the witness testimonies relied upon by the High Court were insufficient and do not support a conclusion leading to his conviction and sentencing. Let's take a listen to his lawyer, George Shaw, who spoke on Hot Decision.
It goes without saying because our Constitution under Article 14.7 makes that provision that if you are wrongfully convicted, then you deserve compensation. This is even more so when, like I've already alluded to, he was a promising politician who on the verge of becoming an MP, and also he was a teacher, and most of all, he lost his liberty. He was incarcerated away from his family, from his newly born child.
And that was the lawyer for the assemblyman who has been acquitted and discharged, George Shaw there. Now, 3 Foundation and Management of the Media General have started a fundraiser to help secure an accommodation and shop for 32-year-old domestic violence victim, Harriet Amuzu, to empower her economically. Meanwhile, Harriet has been taken to a safe haven following an intervention by the Gender Minister and the Ghana Police Service.
Harriet Amuzu's story got many Ghanaians talking, highlighting the need to curb the canker of domestic violence in society. I was at a funeral on Saturday in my hometown when he called to say that my younger son was ill and that I must return to cater for him. I only came home to find the kids playing and asked why he lied to me. At night, he wanted to have sex with me. I refused because we've been estranged for 5 months. He told me that he had set a trap for me. He wanted to kill me.
They are handling the criminal aspect of it, and so we'll take the needed steps to ensure that she's also okay.
Economic empowerment is important for survivors of domestic violence as it provides them with the needed resources to regain control over their lives. To help Harriet gain financial independence, 3 Foundation, the corporate social responsibility arm of Media General, has started a fundraiser inviting Ghanaians to join hands to help secure an accommodation and shop for Harriet Amuzu. Viewers can send donations to 3 Foundation's Momo number 05974331110, reference Harriet Amuzu. You can also send your donation to 3 Foundation's Zenith Bank account number 6010603927, or by personally bringing your donation to Media General at Desawe Kanda.
So all donations are welcomed as we help support the domestic violence victim Harriet Amuzu to empower her economically. Now we'll take you to Parliament, where they are under pressure weighing whether to approve a revised lithium mining agreement, which major terms altered after a sharp fall in global prices. The House must now decide, does this new deal will serve Ghana's best interest? My colleague Grace Hamwa-Ajman has found this report.
When the government of Ghana signed a mining lease with Barari BV Ghana Limited in October 2023 to develop the country's first lithium mine in Ewoya in the central region, it was touted as a major step forward for Ghana's entry into the global green minerals race. The deal offered Ghana 10% royalty and 13% carried interest. The Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Emmanuel Amakofibua, has presented a revised lithium mining agreement to Parliament for approval.
Based on their request, 3 key areas has been looked at, and that called for us to look at the new lease. The new lease has been negotiated, sent to Cabinet for approval.
But a former member of the Council of State, Samuel Okujeto, says Parliament should proceed with caution and negotiate in the interest of Ghana.
Let us tell whoever is signing this document, and I don't even want to condemn our MPs, we will caution them and advise them to do what is right. What is in the interest of Ghana.
The 3 key areas of the deal which have been revised include royalty, which has been adjusted to 5% instead of the initial 10%. Also VAT on capital inputs and the feasibility of the Salpon transshipment facility. The question then is, with all of these variables on the table, should Parliament ratify this contract?
Parliament should ratify it. But you see, when they are varying their fiscal terms, they should do a sliding scale rather than a fixed rate. We used to have that arrangement in the gold sector, where it was a range between 3% and 6%. So when the prices are good, then the companies will pay more. When the prices fall, then they pay less.
That was a report from my colleague Grace Hamwa-Ajman. Now to politics. The Presidential Elections Committee of the New Patriotic Party has defended a decision not to allow for proxy votes in the 2026 presidential primaries. The decision follows the circulation of a petition purportedly endorsed by all 30 external branches of the party calling for a revisal of the directive. The petition challenges the PEC's directive banning proxy voting in the January 31, 2026 presidential primary. Let's take a listen to the chairman of the Presidential Elections Committee, Joe Osei Obusu.
We have published position or guideline on proxy voting. We've listened to all kinds of petitions. We've read the petitions presented by sections of the party, and after listening to all that, we came to a conclusion that for the sake of conducting an election that is incident-free and election that is respected, election that is accessible to all, a very credible elections, that provision or that ban should be maintained. We will still not have proxy voting in this 2026 presidential primaries.
You heard the New Patriotic Party's chairman for the Presidential Elections Committee, Joe Osei Owusu. That's our first package for you this morning. For more news, please check our website at 3news.com. I am Enyunam Haliga. Business News is right up.
Three FM.
Accra gets busy on this frequency. 92.7 3 FM. Sunrise on 3 FM. The best in the morning is on 92.7. Sunrise on 3 FM.
Now time for business news here on Sunrise 3FM 92.7. And coming up this morning, Finance Ministry downplays export fears as cedi strengthens, assures measures in 2026 budget to cushion the sector.
The budget had the position in which it did by providing tax relief, by also providing some other support in some of the identified sectors.
Also, the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry issues domestic bond warning as government prepares to return to the local market.
To avoid crowding out the private sector and to prevent a return to debt distress, we believe it is too early in the days to start accruing additional debts.
Plus, government seeks to raise 6.41 billion cedis in treasury bill today, and cash flow test as it missed the target for the 5th straight week. Details of these and other stories, please stay with us. Now to our first story. The Coordinating Director for Technical Services and Head of Real Sector Division at the Ministry of Finance has dismissed concerns that sustained appreciation of the cedi will significantly hurt Ghana's export competitiveness. Speaking during a panel discussion at the 2026 PwC Post-Budget Forum, he says government has adequate plans to compensate for any potential revenue shortfalls, insisting exporters will be protected as stability returns to the currency market.
Speaking at the 2026 PwC Post-Budget Forum in Accra, country senior partner Vish Ashiagbo said the widely welcomed budget must be matched with discipline and commitment to its priorities to drive the country's economic recovery.
The slight question mark is about the implementation because, again, as I said in my opening remarks, as a country, we are good at writing these things and putting it on paper, but it's the implementation. But I think there's a certain renewed optimism that we will actually put a lot of energy into the implementation to make sure that we can all derive the benefits.
Coordinating Director Technical and Director responsible for the Real Sector Division at the Ministry of Finance, Samuel Arkest, during a panel discussion allayed fears of the sustained appreciation of the cedi posing serious negative impact on exporters. He says government plans are in place to make up for the shortfall.
The budget had the position in which it did by providing tax relief, by also providing some other support in some of the identified sectors which may be falling into them.
Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Anthony Kwesi Sapon, also had this to say.
Let's be in the spirit and in the habit of voluntary compliance as far as our tax obligations are concerned. And we are just simply asking you, know your taxes, pay your taxes, and let's build Ghana together.
The 2026 PwC Post-Budget Forum brought together industry players and other relevant stakeholders to review the Finance Minister's financial statement as well as deliberate on successful implementation of newly introduced revenue and expenditure measures.
Now, moving on, the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry has voiced its strong opposition to the government's plan to resume issuance of long-term domestic bonds, warning the move could create new risk for the fragile economy. The government, as part of its 2026 budget financing strategy, is preparing a gradual re-entry into the benchmark bond market following a 2-year absence as stated by the Domestic Debt Exchange Program. The plan is to raise an estimated 71 billion cedis from the local market next year to lengthen its maturity profile and secure long-term financing.
Speaking to journalists on the sidelines of a post-budget forum organized by the Chamber, Chief Executive Mark Bedu-Aboagye said a rate of 18% would have been more appropriate to support private sector growth.
Our concern largely is the effective VAT rate of 20%. On average, in Africa, we are doing about 17%. So we were of the view, when we met the IMF team and Ministry of Finance, we made it clear that the best for the country should have been effective VAT rate of 18%.
The Chamber also kicked against government's plan to return to the domestic bonds market.
We want to recommend to the government to reconsider its plans to re-enter the domestic bond market, even with a cautious approach, to avoid crowding out the private sector and to prevent a return to debt distress. We believe it is too early in the days to start accruing additional debts.
Economist Professor Patrick Isuming added that the budget appears business-friendly, with government's plan to maintain macroeconomic stability.
If you look at the targets for 2026, it paints a picture that the government is planning to maintain and improve on the macroeconomic environment. I'm sure businesses will be very happy to hear that. Government planning to keep its expenditure under control.
Now, to Treasury bill, the government is seeking to raise 6.41 billion cedis in the upcoming auction across the 91, 182 and 364-day tenors. Government is facing renewed pressures on its cash flow and fiscal operations after failing to meet its Treasury bill auction targets for the 5th consecutive week. There's more in the following 3 business reports.
This persistent shortfall comes as investors continue to favor higher-yielding Bank of Ghana instruments over government debt. The latest auction saw yields on government short-term securities rise, marginally reflecting the growing reluctance of investors to fully subscribe to the government's offerings at current rates. The government is now targeting to raise 6.41 billion cedis in the upcoming auction across the 91, 182 and 364-day tenors. Market participants will be closely monitoring the next auction to see if investors' interest shifts back towards the Treasury securities. The sustained reference for Bank of Ghana bills in November and potentially into December poses a significant challenge for the government, as consistent undersubscription complicates its ability to finance day-to-day operations and manage maturing obligations. The government's finance team will likely have to weigh the need for successful debt issuance against managing its borrowing costs as it seeks to secure the crucial 6.41 billion cedis target.
It's now time to look at how the cedi is faring against major trading currencies and how some key commodities are also faring on the global market.
On the interbank foreign exchange markets, the dollar is selling at 11 cedis 8 pesos. It's gained 6 pesos. The British pound is selling at 14 cedis 50 pesos. It's gained 10 pesos. The euro is selling at 12 cedis 77 pesos. It also gained 6 pesos. However, be guided that these figures could be higher at the Forex Bureau near. On the global commodities market, Brent crude is trading at $63.07 per barrel. Gold is trading at $4,057.25 per ounce, down by $20.73. Cocoa is trading at $5,252 per ton, up by $148.
And that was an update from the Forex and commodities markets. That'll be all for business news here on Sunrise 3FM 92.7. For more news, please check our website at 3news.com. I am Enyona Malika. Sunrise continues.
as well as the business news. Before her, we were at the Makers House Chapel for Command Your Morning, and we're continuing for you here on the 3FM Sunrise. A bit loaded, a packed show for you if you stay with us all through now until 10 a.m. this morning, the 21st of November. And gradually, like I was saying before we went for the news, the month is grinding to its end. So is the year, and that's one thing that we can be thankful for. We're getting ready as well to get into the weather update for you, kind courtesy Felicity Ahafianyo. Then we'll engage as well in the newspapers for you. And to indulge us, stay with us. This is the 3FM Sunrise. This one from PCS, that she calls it Nyamiye. This one, I'll take it back because special request from a number of you, and so I'll do that. But let's go for the weather update quickly with Felicity Ahafianyo, who's our chief weather forecaster at the Ghana Meteorological Agency, and return to this one, special one by PCS Nyamiye. Hello, Felicity. Good morning. I trust that you're doing well.
Yeah, good morning, Mawina. Yes, I'm better today than yesterday. I hope you are also.
By the grace of God, we're doing well too. And today, we know we're going into the weekend as well, and so it will be very packed. But talk to us as to what we can expect, whether or not there will be any rains in the weekend as well.
Thanks so much, and good morning to our dear viewers and listeners. Yes, there will be rain in the forecast for the weekend, but then the area coverage will be smaller compared to the previous weekend. We expect it to be generally sunny with partly cloudy skies. We expect temperatures to be hot during the afternoon hours over the entire country. In terms of the weather itself, we expect hazy conditions over the north. Relative humidity will be low. We expect visibility to also reduce a little bit. For the weekend, we're expecting it between 7 and 8 kilometers for the northern sectors, especially the upper east, the upper west, northeastern parts of the northern region. For the transition down to the Ashanti areas, we expect it to be partly cloudy, sunny, with just some traces of some dryness and some few showers over Koforidua, Ebri, and parts of the Volta region. For the Ashanti, we've not seen any much rain activities, but those all towards the western are likely to have some showers. Likewise, Greater Accra, Central, and Western region. And the system will be in the afternoon between 2 and 5 p.m. thereabouts that we expect them to occur. For the morning hours, we'll be traveling a lot, so we expect widespread mist and foggy patches over some areas. So if you are going to travel tomorrow in the morning to Ebri, you are going towards the Volta region, Amajofe, Ebri, Anyanawase, Petit, Chito Enclave, you need to be cautious because of the poor visibility. If you are traveling from Kumasi towards Nkoko or those going towards the Chimay, those going to Goso, Sunyani, Mim areas, they also need to watch out for poor visibility due to misty and fog patches. So they need to be careful between 5 and 8 a.m. That's the time that we expect these conditions to happen. Temperatures will be 33, 36 for the southern sector, 35, 38 for the northern sector. The state of the sea, we expect it to be calm, but then some portions are likely to be rough. So fisher folks also need to be a bit careful.
Right then, as always, thankful that you could join us and give us a sense of what the weather looks like. But these days, we've been seeing a lot of fog in and around the capital. I think yesterday around Underbridge area as well, it looked very foggy in the night at about 9 p.m. These are all usual, right?
Yes, they are usual for the season. So we call it radiation fog. That's a radiation type of fog, which is due to temperature contact within the area with the moisture and then some other conditions. So these are the things that we are talking about. So we need to be extra careful, and then we should also work on our license system, especially the motorists.
Right then, Felicity, thankful that you could help us do this every morning. That's Felicity Ahafianyo. She's our chief weather forecaster. Have a fantastic weekend as well.
Thank you. The same thing.
Thank you very much as well, Felicity Ahafianyo, with the weather update for us, not just today, but for the weekend as well. PSA Esther Nyamiye, special request by Enyonam Haligan, and we're going into it again.
This December, give your kids what they really want. Your time, your full attention. Cerelac in partnership with 3FM presents Family Fun Day. #FamiLat 2025. A full-day adventure packed with games, family competitions, live performances. Happening Friday, 5th December at Good Park from 9 a.m. To register your family for free, dial *928*12*11#. For vendor bookings or inquiries, call or WhatsApp us on 053-11-00927 or 053-220-0927. Family Fun Day, powered by Cerelac and brought to you by 3FM. This December, give your kids what they really want. Your time, your full attention. Cerelac in partnership with 3FM presents Family Fun Day. #FamiLat 2025. A full-day adventure packed with games, family competitions, live performances. Happening Friday, 5th December at Good Park from 9 a.m. To register your family for free, dial *928*12*11#. For vendor bookings or inquiries, call or WhatsApp us on 053-11-00927 or 053-220-0927. Family Fun Day, powered by Cerelac and brought to you by 3FM. This December, give your kids what they really want. Your time, your full attention. Cerelac in partnership with 3FM presents Family Fun Day. #FamiLat 2025. A full-day adventure packed with games, family competitions, live performances. Happening Friday, 5th December at Good Park from 9 a.m. To register your family for free, dial *928*12*11#. For vendor bookings or inquiries, call or WhatsApp us on 053-11-00927 or 053-220-0927. Family Fun Day, powered by Cerelac and brought to you by 3FM. This December, give your kids what they really want. Your time, your full attention. Cerelac in partnership with 3FM presents Family Fun Day. #FamiLac 2025. A full-day adventure packed with games, family competitions, live performances. Happening Friday, 5th December at Good Park from 9 a.m. To register your family for free, dial *928*12*11#. For vendor bookings or inquiries, call or WhatsApp us on 053-11-00927 or 053-220-0927. Family Fun Day, powered by Cerelac and brought to you by 3FM.
You know, I've watched you. Sometimes our people disagree with you, but
will prepare us into our newspaper review segment for you as well. Quite a number of development over the last few hours. Also, we know that on the back of that harrowing video which became very popular on social media of the man who was assaulting his wife in that domestic violence incident, the woman has been taken to a shelter, but we here at Media General are asking you, our cherished listeners and viewers, to help us set her on better footing, help provide a better certain living conditions for her as well, to proceed so as not to return to the same situation. The husband, we understand, is going through processes by the police and the likes, but it's important that as a people we come together and support and ensure that she is at a better place economically, and that's one of the many challenges when it comes to matters of abuse. The fact that these persons who suffer the abuse are tied in one way or the other to the abusers because of beneficiary needs they are almost dependent on. And so help us here at Media General. You can bring your donation to our premises here at Adisawe Kanda, and we will be glad to receive them on behalf of her and her children that we understand as well they've been taken into hiding, but the police tells us they are actively working to have them found and returned to the mother in the shelter where she is. So please, we'll put out the phone numbers again so you can help in that regard. But let me put down these numbers for you, or put down these numbers for me. That's where you're going to get the opportunity to call in and be a part of this morning's conversation. It's a loaded morning. I've been telling you about that all throughout. But these are the numbers: 055-924-2717, 055-924-2717, as well as 055-691-0154, 055-691-0154. We're streaming live on Facebook. Our handles 3FM927. Same handles on Twitter as well, 3FM927. And that's where you can as well leave a message for us if you're listening to us this morning. Just find us on our respective handles where this show is streaming, the 3FM Sunrise, and leave a message for us, and trust that we'll do the reading for you as well. And so yesterday, recruitment exercise of Ghana Armed Forces returned, and this time it's been modernized. This time there's a bit of understanding as to how things should be and how things should operate as well. And so a number of speeches were delivered, because we know that the Defense and Interior Committee, they paid visits to the area as well to get an understanding as to what the process is like on the back of that unfortunate incident from last week, Wednesday. There's been general sense of improvement across the board as well, and so that's something to be excited about. And the Chief of Defense Staff, he spoke as well, promising that never again will we see a thing like that play out before us, because steps are being taken. The investigative report is continuing unabated, and they will provide Ghanaians with updates going forward as to the investigations. And so all of that and more, and as well, the OSP saying that Ken Ofori-Atta and the 7 others will be arraigned on Monday, and if you want to understand what arraigned is, they'll be put before the courts on Monday as well. So all of that and more is what we will be getting into, in the words of Helen Appiah-Mpofu, sinking our teeth into.
This December, give your kids what they really want. Your time, your full attention. Cerelac in partnership with 3FM presents Family Fun Day. #FamiLac 2025. A full-day adventure packed with games, family competitions, live performances. Happening Friday, 5th December at Good Park from 9 a.m. To register your family for free, dial *928*12*11#. For vendor bookings or inquiries, call or WhatsApp us on 053-11-00927 or 053-220-0927. Family Fun Day, powered by Cerelac and brought to you by 3FM. This December, give your kids what they really want. Your time, your full attention. Cerelac in partnership with 3FM presents Family Fun Day. #FamiLac 2025. A full-day adventure packed with games, family competitions, live performances. Happening Friday, 5th December at Good Park from 9 a.m. To register your family for free, dial *928*12*11#. For vendor bookings or inquiries,
FM 92.7. A few of the papers have strolled in this morning, and we might as well get into the details for you right now. And we'll start off with 3news.com, because over there, the Conference of Heads of Basic Schools raised red flags over unqualified students being allowed to write BEC. Also, repeal the law on false news, sue if you feel defamed. That's Manasseh Azuri-Awene saying this. Police arrest suspects for alleged publication of false news, and plans to construct new Accra-Kumasi Expressway is a misplaced priority. That's according to the minority. Dr. Domfe apologizes to Professor Jampo as the two scholars reconcile. Yesterday, we saw a statement coming through from Dr. Domfe. To myjoyonline.com, was spending more than ever. PwC tax experts break down 2026 budget. Anytime a newborn dies, the cost to the country is higher, and Democracy Hub leader Bakavomo allegedly robbed near Achimota. City Newsroom, quickly. Fitch Solutions projects strong economic growth for 2026, but the government has been very modest, I'll be very honest, in terms of what it is that they say is the case. Major Mahama case, no evidence linking assemblyman to murder, as according to the lawyer. Government to move all MDAs to e-payment system by Q1 of 2026, as according to the Controller and Accountant General's Department. Reduce VAT to 17.5 in mid-year review. That's according to Deloitte. It will be very dependent on compliance. I need to stress that compliance will have to be very high to ensure that happens, and that's one of the things that the finance minister has been mentioning very strongly as well, on the need for, of the many things, a possible reduction, a further reduction as to the 20%, because it was at 21.5. He's brought it down to 20%, and there are calls that it be reduced even further. He says that, look, of the many things, we will need even more in terms of compliance for that to happen. But I'll take you to Parliament shortly, because it's always nice to go back there and hear some of the debates from the floor of the House. Oforiatta, others face court November 24 over major 78-count graft case. This is the Daily Analyst, their big banner story. NPP upholds ban on proxy voting. Jose Usu is here. Justice Rita Ajiman-Budu to be laid to rest tomorrow at United Church, Teshinungwa. Court of Appeal frees Assemblyman in Major Mahama murder case. Ghana's economy strong to purchase new jet and Nogbe and Accra-Kumasi Expressway misplaced priority. Okaikwi Center. We'll hear from him shortly. Don't worry. The Daily Gist, 2026 NPP presidential primaries, no proxy voting, election committee rules, charge petition to probe public officers over asset declaration default. Now Toshi attacks Baumia. Justice Rita Ajiman-Budu goes home. OSP dancing around Oforiatta. And this one, I cannot take this one. I'll leave it out. But let me take you to Parliament. First off, hearing the argument by Patrick Boama questioning the funding for that expressway, and then a bit more as well as we lay the foundations for today's show.
Not during Kwame Pra's time, Safu Mafo's time, Barredu's time, up to Atufosin first. Mr. Speaker, there's a reason why your budget must be read during prime time. When our budget was read at 5:37 p.m. this year, our major creditors were all asleep. Some of them were just waking up. The Chinese were asleep. The Australians were just waking up. Our European partners were at dinner. Ghanaians were rushing home to go and sleep after work. It tells you and gives you the reason why the markets did not respond positively to our budgets this year. Why am I saying that, Mr. Speaker? The Ghana cedi experienced a depreciation in value against the US dollar on Friday, which was the 14th. November 14th, that's the day after the budget, 2025, recording an average buying rate of 10.85 Ghana cedis to the dollar and selling at around 11.42. At the Forex bureaus, the cedi was trading at 12 Ghana cedis to the dollar and purchasing at $12.35 to the cedi. Mr. Speaker, it tells you how unresponsive our budget was to the market and how investor-friendly it was into the market. Mr. Speaker, I go to the meat of the budget. Adia, this is the second budget of His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana. You are not 10 months or 9 months into government. This is the second budget of the President. If you read paragraph page 117 of this year's budget, and also page 71 of the 2025 budget, it gives you all the key policy indicators and programs of the government. Mr. Speaker, according to the Minister of Finance, revenue from oil is falling, and I didn't hear any specific policy measure to improve upon our oil revenues. Mr. Speaker, as we speak, the Pecan oil block, which has Luke Oil as a major stakeholder with 38%, with Luke Oil having to face sanctions from the United States of America, I expected the minister to have given us a clear policy guideline on what the government of Ghana was doing to shore up our oil revenues. And I read from the statement from the U.S. Department of Treasury Office of Foreign Assets Control, OFAC, that all assets of Luke Oil ought to be taken care of, or they should start with the process of winding up their assets by the end of this year. I know the officials of this government are interested in the second gas processing plant, but this is a very important matter that the government should have taken a closer look at. I know you are talking to some Americans on some plant in Oklahoma. Closely, we are monitoring to see the outcome of that, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in this year's budget, the mention of private sector, I counted about 22 in different paragraphs, Mr. Speaker. But the private sector is not responding to the call of this government, Mr. Speaker. If you look at the macroeconomic indicators that the minister mentioned, inflation around 8%. But the ones that the private sector has to look at to take the bold steps to invest and create the needed jobs in the country were very weak and low. Mr. Speaker, non-performing loans, according to the Bank of Ghana, is just around 23%, Mr. Speaker. This compares with most current banking industry NPLs of 4.2% in Nigeria, 17.4% for Kenya, and a ratio of 1% for the South African banks. So, if the government is refusing or has not taken any bold steps to pay contractors of monies owed them, how would they be able to go out and make the necessary borrowing, invest in the right sectors of the economy, and create the needed jobs that this budget is seeking to talk about? Mr. Speaker, if you look at the cover page of this year's budget, you can see a clear Photoshop of a certain express road that the minister spoke about, that he was going to construct an express road to Kumasi. Mr. Speaker, what is the crime of the people of this country, especially those of us who ply that road to our villages, especially from Accra to Paga and to Boko? For 8 years, from 2009 to 2016, not a single kilometer of road was added by the NDC government. Yes. You come into government again, and instead of you prioritizing with the completion of the dualization of the Accra-Kumasi road, you are telling us that you are going to construct an express road. From which funds? You know that. It's a complete misplaced priority. What Ghanaians want to see is the completion of the dualization project that was started by the Akufo-Addo administration. Yes. Then you can even look at that, because even the financial models do not help you. How are you going to construct this? Through a PPP arrangement? And how much are you going to charge road users? It's for you to take that decision. But Mr. Speaker, let me share this data with you. I got it from the National Road Safety Authority. In 2025 only, deaths on the Accra-Kumasi Highway is 525 for Eastern Region, Ashanti 570, and Greater Accra 331. Mr. Speaker, so a reasonable government would take the completion of the dualization program as a priority, complete it, and save Ghanaian lives rather than taking another step of constructing an expressway, which I believe it's not a priority for Ghanaians. Mr. Speaker, it's very important we look at that.
That's Patrick Yabwama arguing that, look, that expressway is not a priority at this particular point in time because there's a dualization project which is not yet done. And so why is the government seeking to focus on another expressway? Let us know what you think when we open the phone lines in relation to that. But there was another debate in Parliament on the purchase of the aircrafts between the majority and then as well the former defense minister Dominic Nitiwo. That took center stage as well yesterday amongst the many things which happened on the floor of the House. And here are just brief excerpts really as to what transpired. Then we get into some other papers for you this morning as well. And it was essentially Mahama Ayariga and then the former defense minister, but let's give you a brief excerpt.
Mr. Speaker, I am happy that this is live on TV, so the people of Ghana are watching us. Mr. Speaker, first of all, either some people were not listening or they have just failed to listen. Mr. Speaker, I cite the military operates two types of aircraft. They operate pure military aircraft. And I gave you the description, the type of aircraft that we have. They also operate VIP aircraft. Because in your own budget, you said you were going to buy medium-range aircraft and you are going to buy long-range aircraft. There are only two types you can buy. You can either buy military aircraft or you can buy VIP aircraft. And I took my time to educate you what a medium-sized military aircraft is with description. Mr. Speaker, that's what I gave you. I also took my time to educate you on what a long-range military aircraft is. And that's what I gave you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I then concluded that Ghana already has 3 medium-sized aircraft, so we don't need it. And we have never requested for it. 3 medium-sized military aircraft. 3. I also requested, Mr. Speaker, that no African country, in fact, very few countries in the world, apart from about 3 or 4, are operating long-range military aircraft. So Ghana Air Force has never and will never request for long-range military aircraft. What they have requested for is the VIP aircraft, and that is what I came here for. And I'm saying to you that be brave enough. Be brave enough and accept that we are going to buy 2 presidential jets. And I conclude that, Mr. Speaker, by saying that I will never be against it and I've never been against it. But you are running away from it. Why? It's because of the politics of what you did. The politics of yesterday is making you run away from it. The politics of yesterday, you see, you did politics for 5 years. 5 years of politics against military aircraft. Today, you are running away from it. But I can tell you something. And let me repeat. I can tell you something. I, who sat for 8 years in that place, knows the needs of the military better than anybody in this room. I can tell you that. And I agree. Mr. Speaker, and I agree. And I agree that it is not in our interest. And let me conclude. I agree that it's not in our interest as a nation not to have a strategic lift.
Honorable Nitiwood, I will ask that they should stop your time for you. Let me listen to Honorable Ayariga.
Once again, Mr. Speaker. Once again, Mr. Speaker. My point is a simple one. There is a budget policy before us that says retooling of the Air Force. Retooling of the Air Force. There is nothing in it about a presidential jet. There's nothing in it about a presidential jet. Are you against? I recall that not long ago, just about a year ago, that you were in this house to brief us on the need for this house to approve the purchase of a presidential jet because the existing ones were not fit for purpose, and that is why the president was hiring aircraft and buffing in the air, aircraft that had bathrooms, and he was flying and buffing in the air in aircraft that had bathrooms. You were saying that there was a need for aircraft, presidential jet, because the existing ones were not fit for purpose. I am saying that this budget does not mention a presidential jet. This budget talks about retooling the Air Force. And our rules, Rule 25, Rule 125. Let me read, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me read. Rule 125 says, a member shall not anticipate any matter by the consideration of a motion dealing with the subject matter which is likely to be introduced in the meeting. And I'm saying that once we approve this budget, the details of what constitutes retooling of the Air Force, the details will come to us. That motion will come. And when that motion comes, and it is a presidential jet, we'll debate it. But as of now, there's nothing in the budget about a presidential jet. And so you cannot premise your debate on anticipation that this government might be considering the purchase of a presidential jet. So I plead with you that once again, I've noticed for the past 3 days that the debate has all been about a presidential jet. That is the only point I hear from my friends in the minority. Yes. It is a speaking point that almost everybody who gets up tries to have on, and it is not in the budget. It is not in the budget.
Yes, Honorable Patrick Boama.
Well, those are some excerpts from the floor of the House. Let's get a bit more into other matters. Some more papers are here, Helen, as well as six.
Congratulations. Congratulations to you. Anyway, good morning. How are you doing?
Well, are you projecting? What
his invitation has come.
What invitation?
Oh, okay. When
I'm only pulling my waist legs. Good morning. Good morning. Na, 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 na. No, they say if you're looking for something, you have to manifest, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you have to speak it into existence.
Congratulations.
In fact,
thank you. I accept.
In any situation, this morning, in fact, before I even read this paper, there's a manifestation I want you both to say along with me. There's power in the tongue, and where there are two or more,
where there are two or more
gathered. The Spirit is present. So say after me this morning, I don't know where you're listening to us from. There's a matter that is really circulating in your brain. You don't know how you're going to solve it. My problem, no, I don't know how I'll solve it. But say after me.
Say after me.
No, that's not the part you say after her.
Okay.
That's not the part.
It's now we're starting.
Okay, let's start.
Even though I cannot see how right now.
Even though I cannot see how right now.
One more time. Even though I cannot see how right now.
Even though I cannot see how right now.
Everything about this situation.
Everything about this situation.
Everything about this situation.
Everything about this situation
is working in my favor.
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 Amen.
Amen.
You might not see how right now, but everything about whatever situation you're going through is working in your favor. You cannot see your front from your back, your left from your right, but everything about whatever situation has got you in a bind is working in your favor. Hallelujah.
Amen.
Let it touch your heart. Let it penetrate your heart. Let it penetrate your heart.
Amen.
Sixes, how are you doing this morning? I hope the Spirit has filled you.
You just touched me.
Because I know there's a situation you cannot see it looks cloudy.
Yeah.
You cannot see how right now.
We spoke about it yesterday, so I mean.
I don't know your problems, child. Your problems.
Sixes has a problem every day.
Oh, no, 1 man 1,000. One problem. What is it? 2 problems, 1 God.
Yes. You just gave me hope, and you are seeking to take it back.
No. You are fortified.
We do no such thing.
You are fortified.
We do no such thing in taking it away from you.
Repeat those affirmations this morning. All right, let me take you to the daily graphic, and the front page has this to say: improving public financial management. No more check payments by public sector. We're going digital. Electronic transfer takes effect next quarter. So that's the top of the year. You've got the Controller and Accountant General here, Kwesi Eje, pictured on the front page. No more check payments by public sector. We're going to do electronic transfer only. Government secures. We'll get into that actually. Mobile money is electronic, isn't it? I'm hoping we're talking bank to bank. I hope so. None of that. Send it to my Momo, please. Bank to bank, I hope. Government.
If it's Momo, there will be a problem.
I agree with you. I agree with you on that score.
Because you have to pay. That is why you hear ministries will begin to say, charges no.
Charges not come home.
Charges not come home.
I don't miss that era.
A chief director is sending transaction. They do try. Chief director say, "Is he big man?" He go say, "Don't forget to add the charges." Can you imagine?
Charges with the extra S. Charges. Anyhow, government secures 47 million euros for irrigation farming. That's coming from the Agric Minister. COP30 in limbo as fire outbreak creates stampede. Full details on page 2. I'm actually quite intrigued.
Yes.
COP30 in limbo, fire outbreak. Have you gentlemen heard about this? Okay, so the 30th Conference of Parties, COP30, underway in the Brazilian city of Belém, ended abruptly yesterday following a stampede triggered by a fire outbreak at the conference grounds. The fire outbreak reportedly started at the China Pavilion, located in the Blue Zone, and spread quickly to the African Pavilion. Is this a metaphor?
China Pavilion.
It started from the China Pavilion and spread to the Africa Pavilion.
The Africa Pavilion.
Almost as though it's foretelling things to come.
You see what I said? What is the spiritual download? I started with my third eye this morning.
There is no spiritual.
All meetings and negotiations at the conference were immediately suspended as the firefighters and security details at the conference worked to ensure that every delegate was evacuated through the exits at the Green Zone, which hosted most of the high-profile sessions. Okay, the stampede left thousands of delegates at the conference running for their lives. The volunteers at the conference ground pitched camps at vantage points to offer water to the fleeting delegates to quench their thirst. Even after most of the delegates were safely evacuated, they had to walk for about an hour, 1 hour, to board COP30 branded buses to their various locations due to the chaos. Now, the incident left COP30 in limbo, as it is unclear if the last day, which is today, will come off The situation puts the conclusions of negotiations in limbo, especially so where there were writings on the wall that the negotiators might require extension beyond the normal time frame. Already, the Daily Graphic has gathered from the negotiators that entrenched positions taken by various blocs are creating tense moments in the meeting rooms. Meanwhile, the Brazilian COP presidency is yet to issue an official statement on the fate of the conference. That's certainly one to look out for. I have not seen that on the radar, but that's certainly a big deal, isn't it?
It is a big deal, but I don't know, for some strange reason, whether or not it is a Ghanaian case. I think the fire around the COP has been doused just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Maybe because the funding promised and all of that has not come to, particularly for a lot of these African countries, and so we're not eagerly talking about it. But it does appear this year it's dimmed down a bit in terms of the conversations in and around it and our climate. Sixes.
Let me just quickly on the back page of the Daily Graphic, Ghana Armed Forces enlistment resumes in orderly manner, and they have some pictures to go along with it. Gentlemen, you see there's now a more orderly queue. If you look at this top picture, yesterday I saw
they want to see it.
They saw I saw a video where some fans were being transported to the grounds. You know, these big standing fans. I wanted to say something, but I don't think I can use the word. But somebody said they hope that this is not fun, and this is real. You know, no more fun, ooling. None of that. We don't want to see that. But I mean, does it have to take the lives of six ladies for us to look at this? Does it have to take?
It didn't have to.
It didn't have to for us to just queue in an orderly manner. I mean, come on, are we going? Are we coming?
It didn't have to. And that's the part where, and unfortunately, a number of. I know somebody who knows, who is a relative of one of the persons who died, and over the weekend, it was even this week actually. The person was showing me the status of the brother of the deceased, and he's been in complete disbelief about the fact that his sister died,
especially in that manner.
And then you find out that things could have been done this way to preserve life. It's just rather unfortunate that more often than not we tend to be reactive instead of proactive. But Sixus, you have Ghana's favorite newspaper as well.
That's right, Daily Guide newspaper, front page. NPP primaries committee rejects diaspora proxy votes petition. This is fast becoming an issue in the NPP.
I saw this one circulating this week. Did you gentlemen cite that?
Yes.
I don't know. Was it the Swedish branch?
Yes.
Okay, Swedish branch want to have their say.
They were asking that, look, don't lift the ban on the proxy. Because there are some who had petitioned the elections committee that, look, let's allow proxy voting because some of us will not be around.
Yeah.
That we understand creates a lot of confusion on the day of voting.
Okay.
And so I think the party's decision was that, look, as much as you will be denied the chance to vote via proxy, it is very important that we avoid the acrimony. Because already things have not looked entirely so great on the campaign platform, where they've been attacking each other and unity of the party has come into question. Allowing such a thing play out where persons will come out and say proxies were used to do this and that, then it could be counterproductive. And so if you want to vote, come down and vote.
All right.
So still on the front page of Ghana's favorite newspaper, MPs clash over 2026 budget comes with a picture of Deputy Finance Minister Thomas Nyarko Ampem and a very respected man on the side of the NPP. Many have said he has a future, a very bright future. You'll see his name on the ticket soon. Patrick Yao Boama. He's admired by many. And just very soon you may see his name making the rounds. I'm sure after Alaji and Cashman, Kennedy Ejapong. After the
you guys are not mentioning Brian Ejapong. Why you think he doesn't have a? Every time you guys talk, you don't bring him. As for
we do.
Former education minister, you've left him by the wayside.
He is dealing with.
I'm leaving him by the wayside. We have Brian Ejapong. We have Engineer Ejapong. We have.
But we've always mentioned Brian Ejapong here.
In fact, Engineer Ejapong says there should be a debate, a televised one actually.
No.
Between all candidates.
To what end?
No.
We're testing their metal, finding out.
I think they should.
Do these debates influence anything?
Oh, they should.
I have said it before. He should have been gunning for national chairman of the party. Because that is where he can hold the party together to do great things. Assemblyman acquitted over Major Mahama murder. This is another story. And the picture of William Barr is here with screaming red. Freed. Justice Rita Ajman Budu goes home November 22 with the picture of the late Justice Rita Ajman Budu.
All right,
that's it for the Daily Guide newspaper.
All right, okay, so let me actually go to page 3. No more check payments by public sector. Electronic transfer takes effect next quarter. All government entities will stop making payments with manual checks by the end of the first quarter of next year. This means that all financial transactions by state entities, including ministries, departments, agencies, metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies, MMDAs, are to be carried out electronically to strengthen accountability and efficiency in the management of public funds. This is part of a major public financial management reform, one of the most significant in more than a decade. The Controller and Accountant General Kwesi Eje has said. Now, the Controller and Accountant General announced this in Accra yesterday at a stakeholder engagement with banks. Now, the stakeholder meeting, which brought together representatives of banks and key partners, served as a renewed call for collaboration to finalize the integration of the GIFMIS GIPS EFT system. I'm quoting him here. He says, "We have come too far in this reform process to allow manual checks to hold back the integrity of our financial system." So this is all in a bid to strengthen and improve accountability in that space. So we watch quite keenly.
Always nice when these things are announced, but I say it's the implementation that counts.
That's right.
The sweetness in the eating. That's what really matters. Six, you have a few for us.
Let me take this Major Mahama murder story. Christmas. A story is by Jibril Abdul Razak, court correspondent for Daily Guide newspaper, says that Christmas came early for William Barr, the former assemblyman for Dencha Obuasi in the Central Region, who was accused of abetting the gruesome murder of Major Maxwell Adams Mahama in 2017, as he's been acquitted by the Court of Appeal. William Barr was sentenced to life imprisonment last year after a 7-member jury found him guilty of the offense of abetment of murder. The prosecution had alleged that he mobilized some youth of the area to assault the late soldier, who was mistaken for an armed robber, resulting in his death and his body partially burnt by his assailants. William Barr was one of 12 persons to have been found guilty of abetment, conspiracy, and murder of the late soldier. But his lawyer, George Bernard Shaw, challenged the conviction and sentencing on ground that the trial judge, Justice Mariama Owusu, a Supreme Court judge sitting with additional responsibility as a High Court judge, did not properly direct the jury in her summary, leading the jury to return the guilty verdict. It was his case that had the judge properly explained the crime of abetment and the role the accused allegedly played, the jury could not have found him guilty. The Court of Appeal, in its decision yesterday, unanimously held that there was no direct evidence that William Barr gave any instruction or armed the other convicts to attack Major Mahama, leading to his death. The court was of the opinion that the jury would not have returned a verdict of guilt if they had been properly directed by the trial judge. The court also held that abetment requires intentional association and that merely being associated does not suffice. Quote, justice demands more than public sentiments. We are sad about the death, but we have judicial oaths, the court added, while quashing the conviction and setting aside the sentencing. William Barr, who was wearing a white shirt and a pair of black trousers, was overwhelmed with emotion and broke down in tears just after the decision of the High Court. He quickly took out a white handkerchief and muttered few words while bowing down following the decision.
Criminal justice system. One small matter of direction, and he could have been serving what? Life in prison.
See how you said it's small matter.
No, I'm not saying it's a small matter. I'm saying one small matter of direction, because it's not the case I'm talking about. But the judge.
No, I know you're talking about the direction.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm saying that you describe it as a small matter.
I gave him life imprisonment.
It is a heavy issue.
Yeah. Gave him life imprisonment and.
A comma in a sentence can change your destiny.
Yeah.
Truly.
A comma in a sentence, a comma can change your destiny.
Yeah, so it's very important. But it's good that the court has been able to review this and allow for him to be acquitted and discharged. Same case in the Atai case as well. He says he's going to sue the state for compensation. Not both the Atai lawyer and then the Atai's accomplice who was acquitted and discharged as well. And then this assemblyman.
You forced me into racking my brain.
I was thinking.
He said this assemblyman also says he's going to be suing the state for compensation. I think we have an audio of him in that regard. I'll just get that shortly as well. But they say that they will be taking the state on and have them pay some money for whatever it is that he's had to suffer. But let's proceed.
All right. Now, this is on page 17 of the Daily Graphic. If you missed all the action in Parliament, you can catch it here. This is yesterday's debate.
Before you go to Parliament, let me take you back to the stadium.
Yes.
The recruitment exercise and ask. We have resumed the recruitment. Have the investigations been okay? Have they even started investigations?
I can say that confidently that they've started. I have insider word that they've started.
They've started.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have an idea what's really at least preliminarily to inform what is happening now, or we have gone to design something fresh and new and some new strategy that we say let's deal with it whilst the investigation goes on or continues? Which is
I will not seek to speak for them, but it's obvious.
Have inside information, you can help.
it's obvious. Some lessons have been learned from what it is that played out last week. And so there's.
How do you assess that?
The evidence is what we all saw.
Because they brought some 5 fans and they're all standing in the queue.
Not about the fans, but on face value, we all see that new centers have been created. Persons are being asked to come in batches, 600. They are being offered places to sit and all of that. And it's even what brought us to have the conversation. They didn't have to see 6 people die.
I'm so disappointed.
Before this structure could be. So even on the face value, we can see that there is a change in terms of what it is that we're doing. And the reorganization text messages to say that you are coming at this time and do it and come at this time. Yesterday, Armstrong was there. We saw videos of how the arrangement is like in all of the centers as well. And so that's just by way of what it is that is the reform that we've seen. Sixers' question is important because more often than not, we expect the committees to recommend what will be the appropriate means of doing this going forward. But it appears we knew it all along, but we didn't do it.
We just didn't do it
until this happened. Yeah.
All right. Well, this story about MPs clashing over the 2026 debate also captured on page 6 of Ghana's favorite newspaper, aka the Daily Guide. Well, it's on page 17 as well, the Daily Graphic, and you see some of the key actors who were on the floor arguing out for their cause. So you've got Thomas Nyako of the NDC, Patrick Yalboama of the NPP, Isaac Boama Nyako, NPP, Dominic Netiwo. He was quite vibrant on the floor.
Yeah.
Alhaji Al-Hassan Saibu Suhini. When I first tuned in, he was the one that was speaking on the floor as well. Hajia Ayamba of the NDC also pictured here. Now, the majority in Parliament has described the minority as hypocritical for their critiques of the 2026 budget. In fact, that's the first thing I heard was Alhaji Al-Hassan Suhini calling the NPP side, the minority side of the House, hypocrites. That's exactly at the point in which I tuned in. So it's still fresh on my mind. Arguing that they lament unemployment and poverty despite having presided over economic mismanagement in the past. In fact, right after that, Dominic Nitiwo took to his feet and he said, you are still talking as if you are in opposition. You were lamenting in opposition, you are in power, you are still lamenting. I thought that was quite the banter. But during the debates on the 2026 budget statement and economic policy held on the floor of the House yesterday and presided over by the first Deputy Speaker and MP for Akachi South, Bernard Ahiafo, they insisted that the budget emphasizes growth-oriented spending, fiscal prudence, and investments in critical sectors such as energy, roads, education, and agriculture to create jobs and reduce poverty. Speaking of Deputy Speaker Bernard Ahiafo, I'm always looking forward to see him banter with Minority Leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin. Yesterday, they provided me with some tete-a-tete. Honorable members, order. Yesterday was vibrant on the floor. If you didn't tune in, get yourself a copy of the paper. Well, the minority, however, questioned the budget's effectiveness, arguing limited progress on employment, falling oil revenues, and questionable expenditure, including VIP aircraft purchases. Still a very hot topic on the floor of Parliament. Yesterday, sparking even more debate. We were listening to that just this morning. The minority also called for greater transparency in gold reserve funding and urged the government to focus on completing existing infrastructure before embarking on new projects. Story goes on and on page 17.
Well, I'll take you to the Daily Gist. OSP dancing around Ofori-Atta. Story is by Isa Olego. It reads that the legal team of former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta has disputed claims by the OSP that he is scheduled to appear in court on Monday, November 24, 2025, in connection with a 78-count related corruption case. According to his lawyer, Frank Davis, Ofori-Atta has not yet been formally served with any charges or notified of the court proceedings. Speaking on Joy FM on Thursday, that's the paper reporting this, Mr. Davis emphasized that formal service of charges is a mandatory legal requirement before any criminal trial can proceed. My client, Kenneth Ofori-Atta, has not been formally notified or served with any filed charges. He has to be formally served by the Office of the Special Prosecutor. It is a criminal summons. He has to be notified, including notification of the trial date. Nothing of that sort has been done, he said. Davis further added that if the OSP had served the document, Ofori-Atta would have immediately informed his lawyers. The lawyer also stressed that Ofori-Atta is prepared to face the legal process once the formalities are completed. If allegations are raised against you, you are not a demigod, you are subject to proof in court. So yes, if he's notified, we know what to do as lawyers, and he knows what to do as a responsible citizen of this country. He has not ceased to be a responsible citizen. Once upon a time, It was the Minister of Finance, Mr. Davis said. And so, yeah.
The saga continues. I've been listening to private legal practitioner lawyer Martin Bebu, also part of that oil preparatory team, talking about why he is not convinced that the special prosecutor should continue to remain. One of the major gripes that he has in this whole saga is that Kissie Jabing SP allowed, that's how he phrased it, allowed Ken Ofori-Atta to actually exit the shores of Ghana, and that he should have sounded the alarm, say, hey, Ghana for Musorio.
And that's Martin being, I won't say charitable, but being kind with the expectations as to the procedure. In fact, there are a lot more individuals who believe in exactly what it is that Martin Bebu is saying, and the fact that, look, there were processes available to the OSP
to, in fact, halt Kenneth Ofori-Atta from leaving the shores.
Because in that interview, which has resulted in Martin Bebu saying that, look, now he doesn't trust the OSP at all, is that he wasn't receiving cooperation from other state agencies and the like. So there are people who say that he could have gone to the court for summons.
In fact, Martin Bebu says that there are personnel that he knows in some of these security agencies who allege at this point that they didn't even receive any kind of heads up from the OSP to say, well, needed help. I need you. Yeah.
So there are lots of questions for him to answer on that part, and hopefully there will be another press conference where any of these can be put to him.
Are we going to see Ken Ofori-Atta back on our shores? Will he return?
There's a hope of a lot of Ghanaians, actually. There's a hope of a lot of Ghanaians, but it remains to be seen whether or not he returns. But let me talk to you about the Rosebank International University as we ready ourselves to pick calls this morning.
They're doing some wonderful things, Rosebank.
Rosebank.
During the course of the morning, I'll tell you about some wonderful courses that they've lined up in the coming weeks.
But let me tell you about the university first, and then Helen will bring you a bit bigger detail as to what it is that they are offering you. And so they are Africa's largest private education provider with 146 schools across 5 countries, right? And over 100,000 learners, and partly owned by the World Bank through the IFC. Rosebank International University is fully accredited by the South African Qualifications Authority, the British Accreditation Council, GTEC here in Ghana, City and Guilds in the UK, as well as the Capsicum Culinary Studio. At Rosebank International University, we offer a Doctor of Business Administration, DBA, MBA, Master of Science, and Master of Philosophy in Supply Chain Management, targeting professionals in freight forwarding, customs, etc. Also, we offer hospitality and culinary arts available at diploma, undergraduate, and postgraduate levels. Our ICT as BSc Information Technology in Business Systems and IT Computer Application Development, all carefully designed to equip you with the skills and qualifications needed for a successful global career. Our mission is simple: inspiring excellence. Admissions are now open for January 2026. Visit our modern campus at Airport Commercial Opebia House, Accra, or apply online at www.riuc.edu.gh. Rosebank International University, building global citizens. We're back after this break, and then we pick your calls. Stay with us.
I mean, I understand some of your approach. I mean, sometimes we take a hard bite. It helps us as politicians.
Nowadays, when I listen to you, I even panic.
Why?
Maybe, hey,
why do you panic?
The way you, Papa, you know Papa.
Figuratively, he bites as hard as he can. Okay. And of course, when he puts his fangs into you, you certainly feel it. I think it pretty.
Watch Johnny's bite.
Let's be very straight to the point so we can get as many individuals as possible on the phone lines this morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir. Give us your name and where you're calling us from, please.
But your family, Claude.
Claude.
Zero Kumkata Manso.
Claude, it's good to hear from you. Talk to us quickly.
Thank you. And none of them, I mean, here, Kumkata Maso Mayor, Paunabutiki, or ya, then I chamaju, it's yao. On the Quano Mobabe, you know, you come as a Quano, give me animal say opposition for the Omon Prince or more question a Quano. And you dear me with that said, man pinning a coffee or the Equino Bako. Oh, Omusuban Sana, Osaja for Baba yet, I go to Mudam. Omkoye demonstrating to Kosiani to the Brunes, obey your motorways, Omokasa, and so net motorway down. And then you na faso. And Chaman or man penny mon do one wiki, getting on so of ton on top, getting. Now, I'm father Danoma, Nana Kufado, non Fanco fee, because of the high. The Kaya better get or they have get for that about the moment penimon tremo, Mamufamo or Kufado, non Fanco fee, non Fanco obey, because of my penny trema, you didn't give it. Right. Now, I'm on top from farmers, so I'm on top from some farmer, your friend is saying, Oman Penino, Ao Bebano. Thank
you very much, Claude. Hello, good morning. We may have lost that individual on the phone lines, but you can call us back 055-691-0154, 055-691-0154, 055-691-0154, and 055-924-2717. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir. Give us your name and where you're calling us from, please. I trust that you're well. Yes, sir.
Well, you are there, I'm Wakua, Mexican boy, ever against Suano, constituency.
Nana Marco, it's good to have you call us again. Talk to us.
And Manicha, our incoming national chairman, you were honorable watching Ejako, you are in Chiano, and in Chia area, a complex Ejaton, Ghana for Argentina, a Dura, Mebu Adamfo, or Baba Joe Mangan, Yakoyanin. Opening, Yakoto. Private jet and a president jet at the moment, Pena and your bonnie. Daniel to be some of the Fonso and your bonnie. The Equia, some of the for the Etia Cunyaso. Now, president jet, no, or how I won't, not a moon, not all to quire, not all high jet, to quire, and summer Ghana for being sent to be a Cafan or Ghana. After my Dino, a noon tina, they are going to pray. I won't cut an eye, the Breno. Yes, I time get to the Astaya. That's the Yeto Frank and Nomka and Kobino Becasau. That's the young truly clear radio. So, any TV, so I can try a say. On my paper, when your plane crash, no woo, a science or high jet 220, or when your plane crash. And then science and joining them, Okasama Ministry be Ghana. If they are Ghana, at the Okain, and Yaw, Yaw, at Casase, a Yaw, and so Ghana. Your man or man, you pay the year, and as a money, and they said, and remember when you can about any way, you go back. We are in Kenya, we are getting, we are going to get any. And the woman you for a time, and you are and Casa and Fast and you pass the wild bear moon to look at them, Bonafo, Bill. That's now coming for the tour. What I know there. And the other don't have it. Just a year, then talk. They are told why I didn't get your control. You discuss the alcohol of the woman after some of Vietnam, and there were after all. And they are by that can watch them because they are just now to be able to be paying. And they live also and send Gasso. Nobody will be tried. Yeah, they can watch them.
Thank you very much, Nanama, for calling as well. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, my brother.
Yes, sir. Pastor Adewalela, it's good to have you call us. Talk to us quickly.
Thank you. Another day is here. Greetings to your entire crew and team. But let me seize this opportunity and say good morning to the entire EPS Ghana fraternity, especially West Water President, under the leadership of the Synod Moderator, Reverend Professor Daniel Yao Bruce, which come next week Sunday will be the 50th anniversary of this presidency. I wish them the very best ahead. My brother, I am also just in line with Brother Mwaku's submission. Brother Mwaku, I am happy. I know it will be a strong NDC member. By these days, you look more of a neutral speaker. Good. You see, the followers of NDCMB, this is where we must begin to learn more lessons. At times, our leaders don't listen to us. How many times do they even come to the constituency in the name of this public hearing or teaching? They don't. And whatever decision they take, we are the same people who come on radio to us. Praise them. We applaud them. It was true, my brother. After General Champon's aircraft that he pursued, that President Gufon was even using nickname Flying Coffin until the late Professor Mills brought this in. And it's over age. How come that any time our presidential jet wants to fly, it becomes issues? And these are security issues. So it even means that what? Our president is not even safe. So if you are going to buy it, must it become a roller balloon? But we are in this country, if it is not my party, then it is not good. If it is not my party, it is not good. It is high time we must put partisans aside after election. Right. And fought it as a nation. That is why, my brother, I bleed sometime in my heart. As a whole country up today, we don't have a national planning policy. We are depending on political manifestos. And political manifestos, it is choose and pick. Have a blessed morning.
Thank you very much for calling as well. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, how are you?
I'm doing well. Talk to us.
Regards to the day one, His Excellency John Mahama, Vice President, the Chief of Staff, and other appointees of government. See, these attention seekers who just want to see Ghanaians, seeing them as what you call it, that they are responsible. What is their scorecard when they were in government? What was their scorecard? Who said that we are wasting money to purchase a jet? Who is saying this thing? When they were in government, via fake import, we lost over $31,000 billion of cash. That money could have saved us so much, saved the entire in the nation, buy numerous jets and things like that. But they lost it. Why are they disturbing Ghanaians? Why? When they were in government, what did they offer us? Hardship, sorrow, haircuts and things like that. Now, the very person who caused this mess, Ken Ofori-Atta, has run away. And what is Kojo Oppong-Nkrumah saying? That he's advising his colleagues not to be too partisan. He is the main character. The real person who is too partisan. He has to check himself. As if he listening to himself, he should just give us a break. He wants to become president of Ghana in future. Wrong number. Wrong number.
You're always on Kojo Oppong-Nkrumah. One day I'll find out why you continue to mention his name. But thank you very much for calling. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Marina.
Yes, ma'am. I trust that you're well. It's lovely to hear from you.
I'm doing very well.
Give us your name as well.
Your friend Ruth. My friend Danfa.
Ruth and Danfa. Let's hear from you as well.
First of all, I'm Johnny Hill.
Thank you.
You'll
be back. You'll be back soon. Don't worry. Johnny will come very, very soon, actually.
It's my family say NPP4. Maybe some say I'm to draw a saying quiet. So even express roads for baby apple. Not the emperor say, or some you for Efa Kumasi corner for airborne. Sankanam do draw saying quiet. And come quiet, you can some from Ghana, Sika be brave, Senia. Omomuko for the car, they look like there is no tomorrow. Sankanam do draw saying quiet. And come Yentio come almost on Lucibe in Kaho. It is quino as a said basso. Now, the person catch JM say, or ye be been NPP for no pen, and who say no, and no never bring you down more. It's almost a I know here. Omonim say, you are hitting the points they don't want to see. Thank you very much.
Thank you as well for calling. Hello, good morning.
Marina, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. What about you?
Marina, it's good with the glory. Fine. Marina, let me ask you one simple question. Do we have a regional minister in Greater Accra? Do we?
Oh, we have a regional minister. Why are you asking? No clue is our regional minister.
Marina, no, sometimes it saddens my heart when I drive through Accra. And look, Accra is so dark, and crime rate is now surging. And you ask yourself, what will it take Accra to see its beauty again? In the evenings, the lights are all off. Look, sometimes it saddens my heart. What is it that we want? What is the problem? Why can't we fix this? Do you think if Greater Accra is given to a private investor, do you think Accra will be dark? No. Look, we forget about the Ghana first, and then we always think about our political agenda. Why were you put into office? Look, drive through Accra. Just drive through Accra at night and ask yourself if you are in the forest or in a capital city. Please, Marina, you guys should make a whole case for it. Because it looks like you come on radio, you talk about it, and then, hey, come on.
We actually experience it. And yesterday a colleague was telling me that, look, if you drive on the Spintex Road at night, but for the shops there, the entire stretch is dark. Because there are lots of shops, their lights illuminate and then it hits the road and it creates the atmosphere as to there's some light from somewhere. But for those shops, the entire stretch will be dark. And so you have a point, and it is something that we have to...
Drive along the...
No, I'm mentioning Spintex Road because, I mean, that's one of the areas where people will expect that, it's plush amongst many other things. And so there are lots of businesses, there are lots of big joints and all of that there. And there's no street light there as well. And so...
Look, there are times when you come on radio, because of the training from Johnny Hughes, we are careful in what we say. Because, look, it's sad. You see people driving in Land Cruisers, and with them, they have sirens and escorts. They will pass through the traffic, and then they go. Their cars are always serviced, filled with diesel, and they don't have any issue with their cars on the road. But we pay the taxes, and we pay their salaries, and we fill their tanks for them, we should go through this stress every day. And if your car breaks down at dawn around those areas, and your family is with you, look, pray to God nobody attacks you.
Right. Thank you as well for sharing your thoughts with us. And we have to table this street lights conversation again. Linda Oklu is a Greater Accra Regional Minister. She made a promise, actually. We have to go back to it. Hello, good morning.
The new central man.
Yes, sir. I trust that you're well.
Yes, I'm good. Thank God it's Friday. This is Maestro calling from the city within the city.
Maestro, lovely to hear from you again today. Talk to us.
Thank you very much. Today is Friday. Let me say good morning to my MP, Honorable Jaja, the wife, Aja Farida Jaja, and my MC, Mohamed Awal Harun. You see, sometimes some of us have a time to follow the discussion or debate on floor of parliament, just to deduce something from both the minority and majority. But sometimes, as a minority, you don't want to. Who are you going to? Who do you want to impress? Sometimes they quote wrong figures and everything. The budget is saying that retooling the armed forces. And they are saying that they're going to buy presidential jets. What is wrong about this thing? Can any of them tell us today that President Mahama fly any rented jet and whatever? It's very commercial. It gets clear that the times are not good for us. And if today the Attorney General, Ora, start their work vigorously, trying to let these people be busy going to work, court and everything, answering questions and whatever. Don't want to be having time to be saying all these things. Because the kind of money that I would get, according to Ora investigation, if we're able to get all this money, in fact, the street like we are talking about, we can even solve all this because it's all about money. And we allow them. You see, people are telling me that what we want is to see these people answering questions, going to court. The law have to deal with them. We need our money because we have a lot of challenges. Aren't you then see the kind of changes that we are seeing in this country? The inflation rates, the inflation is down, the exchange rate and everything. They can't even see. People just forget 80 years that we go through under this APP guy. Never again under this country. Never again. They should be apologizing to Ghanaians.
Right. Thank you very much as well, Maestro, for calling. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Eric. How are you?
I'm doing well. What about you?
By the grace of God Almighty, I'm also doing good.
That's
My
great.
name is Collins from
Amamole. Yeah. Collins and Amamole. It's good to hear from you again today. Talk to us on our conversations we've been having this morning.
Yes, let me take this quick opportunity to give Takwesi Mensah, Deputy Chief Executive Officer, Temashe Piade, and Olabunmi Ashimo. Look, I will appeal to my colleagues, NDC members especially, and the communicators, that look, nobody should come on radio or anywhere to throw dust into the people of this country. Look, Mawanya, Eric, if you go to market, way back 8 years, 7 years ago, under the leadership of Akufo-Addo empowerment regime, today, the thing that you buy that last 7 years or 8 years, the same amount and quality are buying today. 5 kilos of rice, I won't mention any brand, the same amount. Why are we doing so? Why? Because everything has come down. Diesel, petrol, dollar, and so forth. The economy is in good direction. And if you go to market, things are still high. Rents are high. Cost of living is terrible. Why? So can we use our mouth to say, oh, now the president and the NDC is in good direction? Yes, indeed. The president and the NDC is in good direction. But we are doing ourselves. Why? So do you want increment in your whatever you are selling is very bad. So I will appeal to all of us. We are Ghanaians. Today, if you go to station or anywhere you want to pick a drop-in or car, they said that maybe if it's 5 cedis from Pokwasi to Accra, they will charge you 10 cedis. Why? Everybody is doing his or her thing. Why should it be so? It's very bad. So I will appeal to my friends. Don't come and tell something that is not there. That, the president car NDC, so in the Ukokroma, 5 kilos, yet on 50 cedis is a lie. We are buying it as it is in Akufo-Addo regime.
Thank you. Thank you as well for calling. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Ninungwa,
reduce the volume of the radio set for me quickly and then have your submission. Yes, it's better.
Thank you.
Better.
Greeting to Canadians and ELN and you, Chef Chairman Joe and the Honorable Ashimo. College, I greet you. Winning be college, be kind in 100%. Winning Ghana for your 7 when it in your be say Nipano increase na dia could do level say I say Urudusua no I say send way increase do no I say Ecosu but it's a very bad attitude we are young Ghanaians, some of young Ghanaians it not be the right sort of here in Nanyama Abadan until Adiana Utowa Busokai now also 2% and now year so market women 2% and now year so sort to myself because of when tissue now kofu or being so the same thing it's Sanya Rollis previous Namin crazy Sanya Otiti Yamasu or buy now Obi and Peso between Yamasu Yabao shopper young volunteer Gobi about shopper you won't say come but Yabao shop now on Yamaboya. Yes, Sashi, so to my yes, Sashi with some mouse, Lecano, one Obey, so to myself. Mama, Yamasu, I feel to send your college can be a me the power. Some of the drivers, sir, on so Shama, or because of college, we know the be fair. Those kind of Yaman a very bad attitude. Into road the highway minister, Miss Serrano, or TSA somewhere. On your press conference immediately.
That will be the transport minister. That will be the transport minister.
I can last one. Me bow. To say I debate Mr. Sir, or Bravo to Bravo again. You do not question what say. Obia with the Ghana to be on in Ghana scanning my year. Now you find your money along the line. Young Bushi, Mr. on your steady.
Thank you very much, Nii Nungwa, as well, for calling. And just by way of info, we're just going to delay sports a bit so we can pick a bit more of your calls. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my dear brother.
Yes, I don't get a lot of females, and so I can suspect this is Rose in Ashaman.
Yeah,
Rose, talk to us. Yes. Talk to us quickly.
My brother, let me say good morning to my father, Honorable Danamate Mensa. Then Regional Chairman, Honorable Achimo. Mameda o Mampenya se, any enumia shawara share get Accra Regional. What deserve it? Chief was said your bread NOD. Papa no deserve appointment in the pa. Any Honorable Lawyer Zuma, Port and Harbour Director, Mishana Nope. Many abema. So, o my ye better play na ma o my area dipa. Because me kaya binda da echemu. Ska o spending e o play. Kai boa sasikanu e di top play na ma o my Ghana anka boa o my anka se o hawnia amania ya femu disi be femu. Nti say ya jimpa se o top play na ma o my Ghana. I hope say ya di papa. Because you're playing na ya dada. And to me, be meta sre ye penny for. Omo for margin konya mabie. We de koma mayor wo get Accra. Any MCs ni na mo get Accra. Since I tip petrol so my drivers for no. E ko amodi tima mo for fast no anoche. E me so no na me nwa no mo ka. Se du anopa na enyuma drivers for be lodi wa shama se omo nko manso a omo nko. Ombeka se omo call Lebanon because omo pe transportation 3 times aji. Me name dey say NDC wa bemu a na GPRT for the drivers for omu ye nyama bi wo NDC mu enya ade a SM fata entimet transport minister say e kwan drivers for the yet wa mo for fast no on take action wo ho because e ade a ye ya say the kwan nya ya na esuma drivers for say abanye kwan ma wo mu be yetima mo fo so na mo sa di ya pro ne boni transportation wo be city no menu abema obetumi atua 13 cities ansa na wadu bebia obedu adenti na mudi ye boni sa abreko ayate petro so amamo so fre boni amudi timamofo enti mesre o mampanyi mahama se o te petro so say drivers for hu ha o ma e kwa amudi ye faso no nti o mu su kwan be na amudi o mbe faso o mu release security go kromu no mu take action with drivers for so because the amudi ye no anu ye ya.
Thank you very much as well. And this subject matter of drivers taking advantage of passengers because there are no vehicles and the likes. One of the easiest ways is for the state's intervention to come through thick and fast because these are private individuals. But it's a subject matter that we need to perhaps raise with the GPRTU again. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Honorable Mauna Beta.
Yes, sir. Give us your name, where you're calling us from. I think I'll do two more callers before Rick will come in.
Bless, my name is Bright, calling from Abosokan.
Brighton Abosokan, is fantastic hearing from you. Talk to us this morning.
I hope you are fine this morning.
By God's grace, and I hope you are fine.
Thank God for your life this morning. Let me say good morning to my Honorable Johnny. May God continue to guide him and protect him. And Honorable Courage Makafi Nunekpeku, TDC. And the Honorable Alaji Yaokondo, Madi Jibri. Unim about truck drivers. Asemno Kosoache. Ghana for Kasa about Sadiano. Yebese Transport Minister. Honorable Joseph Lipe Mepacho Redini Corrector. Onini Minister Onini Transport.
Joseph Bukari Nipe is a transport minister.
Joseph Bukari Nipe. Honorable. Yes, sir. Ghana for Kasa about truck drivers. No. I kwanya omudi Ghana for fast no. Enye say ube full car na wo ko car so na ya foul from Circle to Carnation na ya ju for city na omafa from Carnation to Odoko na no so omaju for city udu Odoko so na omalodu from Odoko e di ko car so na omaju 7 city edru nyumire kura ebi mu kura straight car ebi mu ji 20 cities any 15 cities yebesre say ombetimi abomodia na omaye bibia fa saade no because ekwanya drivers for no any mate for no efa so any customers na ye no enya adipa embua because na me no ka say petrol aba from enti dey na mu increase mu for femu afa kwanya bi kweti kwan bi so edi bu fa Ghana for so mesre say abuso kan overpass no edi ko happy days u kokolebu a ufuru ya na usani happy days traffic light bi wo sa kwan enyenyenye I
thought they came to fix it.
Central.
Yeah.
Say obetumi aye bibia dia fa sa kwan no. Na ya stress ye penny for NDC youth to grassroots any ye tumadi any college any ye tumadi edi bo party ni my ba power. Mu fi na mu hwe ye sremu a.
Thank you.
Na time ni so 2088 ni so a grassroots na mu besa from so mu ko fufu
Thank you very much, Bright for calling as well. Let's do final caller for the morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, give us your name and where you're calling us from, and then we can do sports.
Brian calling from Tamale.
Brian in Tamale, fantastic getting a caller from Tamale. Brian, talk to us.
Yes, I called to say hello to 3FM, and my message is yesterday my auntie, my old lady came from her house, visited me and asked, why is Johnny not doing Johnny's bite?
Oh, okay.
So I'm calling to ask on her behalf so that I can give her information.
Right. So the simple answer is Johnny is on a short break. He should be back hopefully in about next week thereabout. Hopefully.
Thank you very much.
Hopefully. So he's just on a break. He actually listens every day and gives feedback, and we're in constant communication. He drops tidbits for us as well, and so he's around. He's just on a break.
All right.
And so thank you very much as well for calling. And it's great to know that we have you all listening to us in Tamale as well here on the 3FM Sunrise. We can do sports now. Ulrich Wampofu is here. No international break until March of 2026. That's one thing that we can be excited about. I was on Twitter this morning, and if you're a Chelsea fan, it's nice. So not because we've won any trophy or anything, but I was just seeing people talk about how they've made very good friends just because they found somebody who supports Chelsea as well. Someone was stranded somewhere and they struck up a conversation, and they found out he was a Chelsea fan, and he said, look, you could crash at my place until you get back on your feet and all of that. And so it's good to be a Chelsea fan. If you are not one, now you do yourself. That's all that I'll say. But let's do sports right now.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to the sports segment here on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. And as Marina did rightly say, blue definitely is the color. However, let's head to our first story here on the sports segment, where Mohamed Abdullah's first attempt at clearing a high jump bar back in school has since reshaped his life after suffering a devastating accident. The incident has since left him paralyzed and completely changed the outlook of his life. My colleague Billy Shen went to his home all the way in the Western region and told the story.
Popular theoretical physicist Albert Einstein once said, "A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new." The quote highlights the importance of taking risks as a pathway for future success. For Mohamed Abdullah, however, one risk, one attempt at trying an unfamiliar sport changed his life forever. A single jump landed him in a wheelchair, dependent on a urinary catheter, a flexible tube inserted into the bladder to drain urine, a reality he's lived with for nearly a decade.
Because of this incident, me need friend maybe I'm inside, and emotional side and Sunday, I
Abdallah, the first of 2 siblings, was born at Apam Junction in the Central Region, about 68 kilometers from Cape Coast. As a child, he idolized Michael Essien, watching the former Chelsea and Black Stars midfielder religiously. His passion for football continued after gaining admission to Swedru Senior High School, where he also developed an interest in sprinting. Known among his peers as a banger, he impressed many with his skill on the ball and speed on the track. But everything changed on November 21st, 2015. On his way to the school field to prepare for an inter-house competition, Abanga noticed a group of students behind the House 3 block attempting some high jump moves using mattresses as a landing cushion. Unaware that the housemaster had warned students the day before not to engage in such activity, Abanga, who had never tried the sport, decided to give it a go. That single leap marked his last as an able-bodied man, bringing his formal education to an abrupt end.
So he went head first, like he dove straight into the thing and landed on his neck with his leg facing up. And like boys were laughing because it was a funny freestyle. And he made it over the bar. So they all thought like he was joking. So whilst he was in the, like his head planted in the ground, another guy jumped, collided with him for him to fall. And he was lying, as I said, like he was still lying there for some time. And he was like, I can't feel my legs. I can't move. As I said, he thought he was just faking it.
Abdallah was rushed to a hospital in Swedru and later transferred to the Kolebu Teaching Hospital with the help of an old student. He spent nearly 3 months bedridden, battling a spinal cord injury. Swedru Senior High School provided as much support as they could.
Truly speaking, all the costs involving his admission and medical bill or whatever was borne by the school. At that time, teachers were receiving, we used to have extra classes by then. And it coincided with that time, the incident. So every teacher committed something, not below 50 Ghana, I remember very well. Apart from that, the student body also did some contribution.
Abdallah was scheduled for surgery in February 2016, but his hopes were dashed when nurses and midwives began an indefinite strike over unpaid salaries, forcing him to return home. Abandoned by his father after the incident, the 29-year-old has since been cared for by his mother, Ivy Owusu-Ansah. Once a hairdresser, Ivy sold most of her belongings to care for her son and has faced years of financial struggle.
Especially catheter now, they are sharing 3 weeks. Be a Mrs. Mrs. Anna Muka 1.5 every 3 weeks. Every 2 years, I had 10 years. I told me who you mean, Miss Alumnus. I told me, it may be a beg, it may be a compare you are shopping.
In a bid to rebuild his life, Abanga enrolled in a graphic design course at IPMC, hoping to develop a skill that could earn him an income. But without a personal laptop, securing freelance work has been an uphill task. Still, he refuses to let circumstances define him. His optimism endures, and so does his dream of one day taking his own steps again.
I did be able to say, even say, my nan to be my, I was saying me a baby. And I said, me a baby, your cross, still, I was saying, try, say, my nan to be. Me give you up, say, my nan to be. When you pass with the right medications and physiotherapy, I'm met my nan to be.
Life has not given Abdallah the path he expected, but he continues to write his own story, one of resilience, faith, and the will to rise above tragedy. Just as Einstein suggested, mistakes and risks are part of growth. For Abanga, his sleep may have taken away his legs, but it could never take away his spirit.
Well, hopefully Abdullah manages to get back on his feet again. But let's do some more here and turn our attention to the Ghana Premier League, where match 11 comes your way this weekend. League leaders Medeama will be in action against Bechem United at the TNA Park. Ahead of this time, Medeama head coach Ibrahim Tanko says that his side want to impose themselves on their visitors.
No, I think we are playing home like any other game. When we go in, we want to control the game. We want to score goals. So definitely we are determined to do that. And it's not going to be easy. Bechem is a very good team. They have a new coach now. I think the players are motivated, but I think in playing home with our confidence, our supporters behind us, I hope that we will take the 3 points.
So that was head coach of Medeama speaking ahead of their weekend fixture when they face Bechem United. So let's just remind ourselves of the games to look forward to this weekend in the Ghana Premier League. Remember that selected games will be live on TV3, and just to go through that as well. That's the big one. That's Medeama versus Bechem United. But there's also Karela versus Holy Stars. Samatex are home against Asante Kotoko. And then Hoho United host 11 Wonders. Nations are home against Viviani Gold Stars. Vision host Hearts of Lions. And then Young Apostles do welcome Hearts of Folk. Ediana face Berkum Chelsea as Dreams are at home against Swedru All Blacks. Let's head to Europe now, where former Liverpool defender Jamie Carragher says the club's over-reliance on the out-of-form Mohamed Salah is affecting their performance this season. The Egyptian is yet to hit the heights of last season, making a slow start to the new campaign, scoring just 4 times in the league so far.
Well, it's impacting the Liverpool team, of course, but the Liverpool team have to realise and understand that Mo Salah can't be the Mo Salah of last season every week. That's just not going to happen. There was always going to be a drop-off. He's getting older, and eventually Liverpool will have to cope without Mo Salah, and that's going to come in the next few weeks with the African Cup of Nations. And I'm really interested to see what the manager does when Mo Salah's not there, and is that a real chance to really blood almost an idea of a new team around the new signings who've come in, because it is quite difficult right now to get all your money on the pitch because they all play in similar positions. So he may have a little plan for his Arne slot when Mo Salah leaves.
Well, meanwhile, Mohamed Salah's former teammate, that's Sadio Mane, has revealed that he turned down moves to Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur before signing for the Reds in 2016. Mane, who went on to win the Premier League and Champions League with Liverpool, made this revelation on Rio Ferdinand's podcast.
We will build the team no one want to play against. And then if we'll grow up together, and then you play every game. Manchester United called me that time, the same time. I was talking to Van Gaal. Yeah, Van Gaal. Yeah, I was talking to Van Gaal. I want you to come to Manchester United. I said, really? He said, yeah. My question, you have the pay, you have Rooney, you have Di Maria, you have Van Persie. I think this time, what I'm going to play? If you do good training, good impression, you will play. So I was not convinced about his. I have meeting with Tottenham. I see the facility. I meet the coach. I talk to him, and I was more convinced than the Man United project, because Man U was too many. The problem was too many big players. So for me,
this is killing me, man.
3 days after, club called me. I say, this is my club. This is the right, and this is what I want to.
So that was Sadio Mane speaking there. Also, Arsenal new boy Eberechi Eze has hailed new boss Mikel Arteta following his adaptation period at the Emirates. Eze, who signed from Crystal Palace in the summer, has been involved in 3 Premier League goals so far in 9 games as he continues to settle at North London.
Yeah, he's incredible. Attention to detail, how much I'm learning so fast, the type of player I can see that I'll become in this environment, in the culture that he's created. It's a special place to be right now, for sure. He's a special guy. He's driven. He's focused and relentless every day. Yeah, for me, it's the perfect type of manager to work under, and I can see him getting the best out of me for sure.
That was Eberechi Eze speaking there. Just a reminder that the international break is over and club football also returns this weekend. Chelsea would be in action in the early kickoff on Saturday away to Burnley, and then Newcastle hosts Manchester City on Saturday evening, as Liverpool also are home against Nottingham Forest. Manchester United host Everton on Monday, but before that, on Sunday, there's the North London derby, as Arsenal will be playing as host against their rivals Tottenham Hotspur. You can get updates of all of these games and more on our social media handles at 3SportsGH. My name is Ore Kwampofo, and Sunrise continues right after this.
18 minutes past the hour of 8.
A piece of you when I'm a king. Now come at a boy, you go without a win. I might be just a thing.
You're still live here on 3FM Sunrise on 3FM 92.7.
Free, I got to be free.
And it is still a winning season again. This time we're not just chasing wins, we are collecting them. The luckiest is back again, bigger and better, with chances to change your life.
Priced above the cheap.
Now let me show you 2 super duper easy ways to get in the game. First, grab your phone, simply dial star 712 hash. That's star 712 hash. Choose option 1 to buy a ticket for yourself, or option 2 to buy for someone else. Do you want the system to generate a lucky ticket for you? You go with option 1 again. Prefer to choose your own lucky ticket number. That's option 2. Confirm your payment with Momo, and boom, you are in. Now for the online way, simply head over to theluckiestafrica.com. That's theluckiestafrica.com and register. Tap on community tickets to either pick your own lucky number or let the system choose one for you. You can also buy a ticket for someone else.
Too stormy for your sale. Come on, buy.
Now when it's time to pay, use Momo if you are in Ghana.
I'm just a wimp. But if
or you pay with your card if you are abroad. One ticket can multiply your money by 500 times, and your entire community could win 10 times over. This is your golden chance. Hop on and let's get lucky together, because luck is everything.
I might be just a thing, just a thing, just a thing. Don't be scared of me, be scared with me. I'm trying to see the man in me.
92.7 3FM. 92.7 3FM. 92.7 3FM. 92.7 3FM.
Music Night. It's happening on the 27th of November at the Move and Pick Ambassador Ballroom. Come and enjoy an enchanting evening of live performances by Guy Bertrand and Kokwi Salome. Savor an exquisite 4-course dinner with perfect wine pairings and capture magical moments with the photo experiences. It's more than an evening. It's a symphony of taste, sound, and style, crafted for those who cherish the finer things in life. Hurry now, seats are limited. Don't miss your chance to be part of an evening where every note hits the heart and every flavor delights the palate. Now the price is a cool 1,800 cedis. Reserve your seats today by calling 020-433-3136. 0302-611-000. That's 0302-611-000. Move and Pick Classical Music Night, where music meets elegance and moments turn into memories.
92.7
Also around one's negotiation skills and abilities to turn challenges into opportunities. Do you want to lead with confidence and resolve conflicts like a pro? Do you want to master the art of effective negotiations and conflict management with confidence? Then don't miss the 3-day corporate training program on effective negotiation and conflict management skills by Rosebank International University College. It's designed for managers, executives, and team leaders who want to lead with influence and resolve challenges with skill. Join top industry experts to learn powerful practical strategies to sharpen your skills on how to build consensus, resolve disputes, and achieve better outcomes, whether in business, leadership, or in everyday life. Empower yourself and your organization. Negotiate smart and lead effectively. Now, when is this training course taking place? Well, it's happening on the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th of December. It's happening at the Rosebank International University College at Operbia House, Airport, Accra. Now, who should attend this training course? Apart from managers at all levels, sales and marketing executives and practitioners, union leaders, board members, everyone needs to have the ability to negotiate, whether at the family or church level. Limited seats are available, and you can register now by calling 030-700-7800. You can also register by calling Fred on 020-937-8943. That's 020-937-8943. Or simply visit www.riuc.edu.gh. Ready to take your accounting skills to the cloud. In today's fast-paced business world, smart leaders don't just work harder, they work smarter. That's why successful companies are switching to cloud-based accounting with QuickBooks. Register for this special tailor-made training by Rosebank International University College on cloud-based accounting with QuickBooks online training, and learn how to manage finances anywhere, anytime. Whether you're an accountant, business owner, or finance student, this hands-on workshop will empower you to work smarter, work faster, and more securely. Learn how to automate your bookkeeping, track cash flow in real time, generate instant reports, and access your financial data securely anytime, anywhere. It's happening from the 29th of November through to the 6th of December, and also on the 13th of December 2025. Again, it's happening at the Rosebank International University College, Operbia House, Airport, Accra. It's designed especially for SME owners, finance managers, and corporate professionals who want to stay ahead of the curve. This hands-on session will be led by certified QuickBooks experts with real-world experience, helping businesses go digital and boost efficiency. Don't play with the chicks, soar like the eagle. Take your company's accounting to the cloud. Be counted among those who are ready to bring change to their business. Now you can register by calling 030-700-7800. That's 030-700-7800. You can also reach Fred on 020-937-8943. That's 020-937-8943. Alternatively, you can also register by visiting www.riuc.edu.gh. Don't miss out. in the oil industry. In today's competitive energy market, success depends on how well you understand the business behind the barrel. So don't miss this exclusive training program on downstream petroleum operations and price risk management by Rosebank International University College. Master the skills to navigate price, volatility, improve supply chain efficiency, and also boost profitability. Have the knowledge that fuels performance. Now, this training is happening on the 6th, on the 13th, and the 20th of December 2025. Again, it's happening at the Rosebank International University College, Operbia House, Airport, Accra. It's designed specifically for professionals in energy, finance, oil, marketing companies, bulk distribution firms, and petroleum logistics. This special training will deepen your knowledge of the downstream value chain, from supply, storage, and distribution to pricing and regulatory compliance. And it's facilitated by seasoned industry experts with years of experience in petroleum marketing, trading, and policy regulation. This is your chance to stay ahead in a fast-changing industry. Now, you can register by calling 030-700-7800 or simply reach Fred on 020-937-8943. That's 020-937-8943. Or again, you can visit www.riuc.edu.gh. On 3FM 92.7. We pause now for a quick break. When we come back, we get into the meat of the matter. We're talking Ghana Armed Forces recruitment. Have the relevant lessons been learnt? Are we retooling our state institutions to fight crimes? We had a bit of a bite of that this morning, but we'll continue to expand on that conversation. We also spoke about the Office of the Special Prosecutor, a bit of a tango, if you will, happening with a few cases, some high-profile cases, especially that of Ken Oforiatta. You too can have your bite this morning. Do be sure to give us a follow on all of our socials. You can find us on X, on Facebook, also on Instagram. We're also streaming on YouTube at 3FM 92.7. We pause now for that quick break. When we come back, there's more.
This December, give your kids what they really want. Your time, your full attention. Cerelac in partnership with 3FM presents Family Fun Day. #FamiLac 2025. A full-day adventure packed with games, family competitions, live performances. Happening Friday, 5th December at Good Park from 9 a.m. To register your family for free, dial *928*12*11#. For vendor bookings or inquiries, call or WhatsApp us on 053-11-00927 or 053-220-0927. Family Fun Day, powered by Cerelac and brought to you by 3FM. This December, give your kids what they really want. Your time, your full attention. Cerelac in partnership with 3FM presents Family Fun Day. #FamiLac 2025. A full-day adventure packed with games, family competitions, live performances. Happening Friday, 5th December at Good Park from 9 a.m. To register your family for free, dial *928*12*11#. For vendor bookings or inquiries, call or WhatsApp us on 053-11-00927 or 053-220-0927. Family Fun Day, powered by Cerelac and brought to you by 3FM. This December, give your kids what they really want. Your time, your full attention. Cerelac in partnership with 3FM presents Family Fun Day. Hashtag Familac 2025. A full-day adventure packed with games, family competitions, live performances happening Friday, 5th December at Good Park from 9 a.m. To register your family for free, dial *928*12*11#. For vendor bookings or inquiries, call or WhatsApp us on 053-11-00927 or 053-220-0927. Family Fun Day, powered by Cerelac and brought to you by 3FM. This December, give your kids what they really want. Your time, your full attention. Cerelac in partnership with 3FM presents Family Fun Day. Hashtag Familac 2025. A full-day adventure packed with games, family competitions, live performances happening Friday, 5th December at Good Park from 9 a.m. To register your family for free, dial *928*12*11#. For vendor bookings or inquiries, call or WhatsApp us on 053-11-00927 or 053-220-0927. Family Fun Day, powered by Cerelac and brought to you by 3FM.
You know, I've watched you. Sometimes our people disagree with you, but I mean, I understand some of your approach. I mean, sometimes we take a hard bite. It helps us as politicians.
Nowadays, when I listen to you, I even panic.
Why?
Maybe, hey,
why do you panic?
The way you, Papa, you know, Papa.
Figuratively, he bites as hard as he can. Okay. And of course, when he puts his fangs into you, you certainly feel it. I think it pretty.
Watch Johnny's bite.
Can do better. In wrapping up, for example, Kunzo, show me the cattle grazing in the heart of the city. We say we are getting better. This was around the Korle Bu area. Cattle grazing in the city, around a place called Baba, around Korle Bu area. Cattle grazing in the city. Alote, good morning to you. This is the Ring Road. The Ring Road. You're heading towards, what do you call it? The Circle Dubai. What is wrong with us? And you have assemblies there, you have DCs and MCs there. You are supposed to have, what do you call it? Metro guards there. You are supposed to have Kominini. Everybody is there, but everybody seems to watch. Look, where the cattle were grazing, it's not far from where the police checkpoint is. And they see somebody following the cattle and shepherding the cattle and holding a stick and guiding the cattle, and they are watching. Here ends my sermon. Please call me 055-924-2717 and we can do better. In wrapping up, for example, Kunzo, show me the cattle grazing in the heart of the city. We say we are getting better. This was around the Korle Bu area. Cattle grazing in the city, around a place called Baba, around Korle Bu area. Cattle grazing in the city. Alote, good morning to you. This is the Ring Road. The Ring Road. You're heading towards, what do you call it? The Circle Dubai. What is wrong with us? And you have assemblies there, you have DCs and MCs there. You are supposed to have, what do you call it? Metro guards there. You are supposed to have Kominini. Everybody is there, but everybody seems to watch. Look, where the cattle were grazing, it's not far.
Thank you so much for deciding to spend your morning with us. It's the best breakfast show in all of the land. This is still 3FM Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Let's get into our big conversation this morning.
The big conversation on 3FM Sunrise. The big conversation on 3FM Sunrise.
Now, this morning we sunk our teeth into this particular story captured on the back page of the Daily Graphic. It's front and center for us this morning. We know that the Ghana Armed Forces recruitment exercise in the Greater Accra region resumed yesterday with largely orderly processes observed across 8 sub-centers within 5 locations. Again, this morning we were asking, did it have to take an unfortunate incident for us to put together a more orderly process? Let's take a wrap of what transpired over the course of last week, the very unfortunate incident that saw us lose 6 precious Ghanaian lives. Take a listen.
I just want to check. Keep it. When it's time, I'll come for it.
Everything is orderly today. We have this center as the LWAC center, and we have 2 different teams for the LWAC center. Initially, the presser we sent out was that we're going to take care of 600 persons or people per day. Today, based on experience we gathered, or intelligence we gathered from Kumasi, the process at Kumasi, we realized that they were able to do about 1,000 a day. So we realized that we could increase the number to 800.
We found out that one of the applicants had a forged summary sheet. The summary sheet is what you get after you have applied on our portal. So it was realized that there are some unscrupulous people who just dupe these unsuspecting applicants who want to serve the nation, and they create their own interfaces and issue out their own vouchers and give them SMS short messages that they are supposed to come for screening today. So in the process of checking their documents, we found out that one person had a forged summary sheet.
Non-applicants should get to the centers. For that has reduced the crowd level, and so things are going smoothly. I can also tell you that for the unfortunate ones who got injured, they are receiving medical treatment at 37. Some of them go in and out. Those who are still on admission are being taken care of well. But for me, what is important is the lessons that we learned from this particular exercise. This has told us that we need to do things differently moving on. And from the next possible recruitment section, we will come out with measures that makes this thing more seamless than it has been.
What we have seen is very satisfactory. I mean, it's impressive. We've seen that, yes, they have now formed quite a number of centers, teams, to simultaneously assess the eligibility of the applicants. What we have.
All right, well, that was a wrap of what transpired yesterday, and we know that this is off the back of the unfortunate incident that transpired sometime last week, with us losing some 6 lives. Mauna Egbeta still in the studio with me. Now, we were discussing whether or not we are seeing any action, but from what you gather, there is some action happening on the back end, so we can't assume that it's just business as usual, and it seems as though the processes are simply ongoing. Am I right?
Yes. I can say confidently, this one I'm wearing a reporter's hat, but I can say confidently that indeed the investigations started, was it on Tuesday, where the committee which has been set up began to sit and they started looking into the matter. Obviously, we also got the updates which suggested that they had done a reshuffle of some sort as well, in relation to the persons in charge of supervising or taking care of the entire process. And so there's an entire new team. The persons who were in charge before are undergoing this committee which has been set up, and they are looking through. I know they start on Wednesday as well also. So there is work
It's actually happening behind the scenes.
It is happening. We know that on very, very good word, as a matter of fact. I think the conversation we're having was what the recommendations will be, but what we're seeing right now appears to be a more reformed way as to how that can be done. And so we still will wait and see what the outcome of the investigations will be as well. But for now, we can confidently say that investigations are ongoing and it's being taken seriously as well on that front.
There's this conversation also that, the families of these 6 deceased ladies who have to pick up the pieces. And for us, if you're not connected, you feel sad for a moment or a second, couple of minutes, and then life goes on. But for them, they have to find a way to move forward. We're told that all surviving victims, though, of Wednesday's military recruitment stampede have automatically qualified for military recruitment.
Yeah, the defense minister made that revelation, said that, look, there was going to be special dispensation offered to them in terms of, for a very funny reason, somebody will now be wishing, should they have been part of the injured and all of that. But to take matters more seriously, particularly for the family members of the deceased,
they say they can provide some replacement.
Yes, so they have been offered automatic slots where nominate a family member to get into the service.
Let's take a quick listen then to what the defense minister had to say.
The government is really pained from this tragic incident. As we already know, some 3-4 months back, the ministry had a major tragic incident that claimed the life of the minister. So we are not even out of that moment yet, only to be met with this very, very painful exit of 6 precious lives. Very promising young ladies, beautiful, who wanted to be in the military uniform. And so it's a very painful period for all of us as Ghanaians. And that's why His Excellency the President asked myself, together with the Minister for Gender and other government officials, to visit all 6 bereaved families and condole with them, as well as to offer support for them, some psychological, others how we can manage to bury the 6 victims. Back to your question, yes, we think that these 6 young female potential recruits had made it. They were qualified to the stage where we were to inspect their documentations and also do body selection in order to assess their fitness level. And for the family to lose them under the circumstances as we have, His Excellency the President has directed that we give the opportunity to the family to replace all these 6 dead persons. Of course, we have to check their fitness level, how they are healthy, how they qualify to be with the Ghana Armed Forces. Not only that, His Excellency the President has also directed that all injured persons involved in this tragic incident be also given the automatic qualification to be recruited to the Ghana Armed Forces. At any point they recover and our health professionals assess their suitability to be with the Ghana Armed Forces. His Excellency the President has given the directive that we give them automatic recruitment to join. So this is what government is doing to condole the families and also to compensate for those that have been hit by it. Also pursuant to the directive to investigate the incident, the ministry has directed the Ghana Armed Forces to allow for the officers who are in charge of the process to step aside in order not to conflict the investigations. And so those persons have been asked to step aside, and the Board of Inquiry, which is an investigative committee, has commenced its work to look into it and to find out exactly what the cause is. And as you are also aware, we have put the Greater Accra recruitment process on hold. We hope that very soon we'll resume with some better phased criteria in order that we don't have that crowd as we had, which led to the incident. Thank you.
All right, you were just there listening to the voice of Deputy Defense Minister Honorable Ernest Broja Gyamfi there, making that comment about who will qualify in terms of making it into GAF. We're told survivors of the military stampede qualify automatically, whilst families of victims can provide replacement. I think I heard him there talk about suitability.
Yes.
Because I was thinking, is it the case that it's a sure banker simply because you were caught up in the web of the stampede?
So I think for survivors, if I can infer, you have automatic qualification subject to whether or not you're medically fit.
Okay.
And you will not have the chance to be replaced. So for instance, if I'm going through it and I've gone through this screening phase, I'm supposed to get an automatic qualification into it, but they will run medical tests, because the fact that you have automatic qualification doesn't mean, because you still go for training, and if they run the test and they find out that, look, you have an underlying condition that cannot allow you to be in the military, then you lose that spot, and you cannot have somebody replace you in the process. But for the family, I think they have a slot where they are supposed to get somebody into the military by hook or crook. That's the understanding I get. And so they will get somebody who will have to go through the process. If they don't, perhaps they might get the chance to replace the individual who might not be medically fit and all of that. But they have automatic slot into it.
In winding the conversation a little bit, I mean, are you surprised by the sheer number of Ghanaian youth who want to actually get into our armed forces? Does that speak to a larger issue of just job creation? Is this all down to, let's get down to the bare bones? I mean, I've been quite surprised. The sheer numbers. Is it a case that, well, a lot of the young people just need to find something to do? That is what is causing this desperation, this scores and hordes of Ghanaian youth massing up just to find a job.
That's the truth, actually. That's what it is. And it's nothing else, because elsewhere this is not how it happens, actually. And what people are being recruited with their SHS certificates. It's a means of securing a bit of permanency in terms of ensuring that your account is hit every month with something. At least in the bare minimum, there's something that's hitting the account constantly. And I've been on a space with Dr. Ishmael Norman and one other person who's in Germany, where we're having a conversation about this recruitment and the stampede which happened, which resulted in the death of the 6. And the person who is in Germany says, look, 2 of his kids, one is in the Navy, one is in the Air Force.
Okay.
They had the opportunity to automatically get into it because they were associated or affiliated with either a cadet group whilst in their universities and all of that. And so automatically the interest is there, and reason for which they decided to make their way in. And Dr. Norman drew the comparisons and said, if you look at what the situation is with ours, it's a case of survival. And so even when you have Ghanaians leaving here to join the military in either the UK or the US, it's because of the perks that it comes with. And that cannot be the way it goes. Not everybody, because there are persons who when I was in senior high school, there was a person who was a year ahead of me. His name was Culture. That was the nickname. He loved the military. Was always I actually became one of the cadet commanders and what have you. I think he is in the military now. A person like that has lived and dreamed it, and it's not really about, oh, I want a job at the end of the day or a salary at the end of the day, or it's looking at it as a means of employment. I know last year when the National Cadet Corps celebrated, was it their 80th anniversary, the vice president, who was then flag bearer, had made a promise that, look, they were going to be given a quota, because we need to build persons who appreciate what it is to be within the service. And I've inculcated the training and the tenets from junior high, senior high, and then they make it into the military. They understand the culture, they understand the setting. He said they were going to get a 10% quota. I've not heard that play out as this new recruitment is coming through. We need to revisit this. As much as we respect the decision of the government to want to open this up to everybody, we also need to ensure that we're getting persons of the best character who understand what it is that they are going into to get into it. Because some of them I've had conversations with them who say, hey, the training, can they reduce it from 6 months to 3 months?
Yeah.
Hey, the training, we will not be able to see our family members. No, the military, the security service is serious business.
This is very serious
You understand?
business.
And so we need, if there are national cadets, I know with a church like Assemblies of God, there's Royal Rangers, which seeks to train the young boys in areas of cadet corps, rangers, and the likes. There should be avenues for persons who excel there to get straight into the military, because they exude and carry the character of the military or the police in all of these. And that is where perhaps the future should lie, instead of this wholesale system that we're carrying.
I thought that was definitely an interesting angle to explore, that who are we actually recruiting into our armed forces? Do they have that desire, that thirst, or is it a case of, well, there's nothing to do, so we're all going to get in there? Let me invite into the conversation Emmanuel Kutting. He's the Executive Director, Africa Center for Security and Counter-Terrorism. He's a security expert, man on the beat, no stranger to the Sunrise platform.
was a great party as well.
Oh la la.
Myself and you were missing for very, very obvious reasons, but we will seek to reignite our own party.
I'm telling you, Emmanuel, hello, good morning.
My dearest Helen, good morning. And
good morning.
as well to my brother Mawinya.
Yes, he's here.
And to our cherished listeners as always.
Yesterday we were missing in action, but we won't give too much away. We're live on air, so we'll park that one for the behind the scenes. We're wishing you happy birthday still. We know we're still definitely in the spirit. Wishing you had, or hoping that you had a wonderful day yesterday.
Oh, we did, to the glory of God.
Hallelujah.
So I was so humble to receive your other colleagues.
Oh, fantastic. Now, we're talking about the issue of this Ghana Armed Forces recruitment process, which resulted in the demise of some 6 female participants. Now we're told that the enlistment process has resumed in an orderly manner. Before we even get into the meat of the matter properly, I wanted to get your take on whether or not you are surprised by just the sheer number of Ghanaian youth looking to get into the Ghana Armed Forces. Your bite on that before we talk about the security issues and whether or not we've learned any lessons so far.
Well, as to my surprise about the surge of Ghanaian youths using military or agency recruitment as an avenue for employment, no, I'm not surprised at all. Because there's a nexus between the unemployment rate in this country and our security services recruitment. If we want to reduce the supposed numbers we are seeing, we need to work on one. That is creating the enabling environment for our youth to get decent jobs, sustainable jobs, not the kind of hand-to-mouth jobs we have. So to me, I am not surprised at all, and it's even going to get worse if government does not take concrete steps into one, giving the enabling environment for the private sector to thrive and be able to absorb this youth. In other jurisdictions, government alone cannot employ the surge in unemployment we have in the country. At the barest minimum, government is even the least employer. So that's why some of us are happy with some of the economic policies the government is rolling out. But this is the danger. If it is not anchored with some legal liberatory framework in the name of a national policy, and it remains a campaign manifesto, you and I know when there's change of government, the policy suffers, no matter how good it is.
That's right.
So that's why I have always called that low. It's about time. You know, after elections, there's no campaign. Practically, what I'm trying to say is that after we elect a president, the president is president for all of us, not for any political party, because it's our taxpayers that he's expanding to our benefit. So we need to leave the politics aside, come together as one, and see what we can do to make the country prosperous. If you look at our nature of politics, where we have to criticize everything because we don't belong to that party in government, that is the reason we have gotten these setbacks. I call them setbacks because they are preventable. I have always mentioned the National Development Commission. What has happened to it? What was the rationale for its creation? To the constituency, they were in charge of national policies that should transcend beyond politics. And that commission by itself is apolitical. So you see that lately we don't even hear about them. Politicians are taking over. So we need to seriously have a conversation about some of these things until we create and liberate that part of the conversation. I beg to differ that we are going to get more search in some of this recruitment. How on earth can the military have a vacancy for 4,000 and they are selling phones for 60,000? Do the arithmetic in terms of percentages. Your chances of even getting selected, it is 0.06%. It is unheard of anywhere. And that is why we kind of bring people who don't have passion to serve. But it's because of bread and butter issue. So you see the professionalism of all our security agencies are sharply falling. Look at a simple recruitment exercise. The military that is the anchor of discipline in any society. Look at the mess we had. We had to lose the lives of 6 innocent girls. So you see, when they call off and restructured, they are doing the right things. You also saw what happened yesterday. Very perfect. So at what cost? So as a country, how long are we going to be going in circles? How long? It's quite pathetic. I think that we have to call it what it is and do the needful, because these innocent lives, Helen, is something as a country we cannot forgive ourselves, especially if we look at the disparity between men and women as far as security recruitments are concerned. We are trying to encourage our women, our girls, to take interest. Look at the years Ghana have had independence. We've not even had a female IGP. Go to the statistics and see when we had a female commissioner. Go to the statistics in the Ghana Armed Forces. When was the last time a woman was able to aspire to a general? This kind of disparity is unacceptable. If you look at UN Convention and other international conventions, and even if this recruitment process was even done properly, how do you mix male and females together in a recruitment exercise? We all know the anatomy of a woman. Some of the parts of the woman is very sensitive.
That's right.
Sometimes if you don't even take time and you hit it harder, the woman can go blunt. So even if we had segregated these women from the men, maybe the impact wouldn't have been what we felt. So we must learn useful lessons from this. It shouldn't be another life lost. We talk and that is the end of it. That's why I've called that they should give these 6 innocent girls a state barrier. One, we need to immortalize them. When I talk about immortalize, there should be an annual education in their name to forestall some of these things. So if we don't do that and we keep drumming this thing home and we treat it as another disaster, I'm afraid we will not be learning useful lessons. That's my initial take on that one.
Emmanuel, thank you so much for that take on this particular issue. Always grateful for your expert perspective on this one. I'll let you go and rest your bones. I know you have quite the evening ahead of you, and we're still celebrating you, so do keep enjoying the weekend. Thank you for your thoughts this morning.
Today is Friday.
Okay, I've got Ebo in the studio. He says to remind you that today is Friday. He's here live and in color. He said today is Friday. I don't know what the code for that is, but we're live on air.
We understand today is Friday, so they know. So at the right time, you know where.
Certainly. Emmanuel, thank you so much for that. Have a wonderful weekend. Now, I've got in studio with me Ebo Bachman, senior communicator for the United Party. And I've also got in the studios with me Theophilus Kojo Jimega Jr. Esquire. He's a member of the NDC's communication team. Gentlemen, hello, good morning. Long time no see. Hope you're doing well.
Good morning. Yes, we did well.
It's been a while.
Yes, so I've been cooling off a little bit.
The
saying goes, all work and no play makes Helen a dull girl. And we don't want that, do we? Certainly not.
You were out out of the country for some time.
Very briefly, very briefly. But we're back now.
It's all on you, so.
Back to sink our teeth into this issue. So I wanted to pick a quick bite on this enlistment exercise, which has now resumed, because we'll be getting into another big conversation, which is centered around the OSP. There is so much happening in that regard, and we're eager to pick your thoughts on that. But Ebo, I also want to put this to you, whether or not we are actually recruiting the right kind of personnel into our armed forces. You see the scores of Ghanaian youth who want to get into the armed forces. I'm thinking, hey, everybody wants to be a soldier. I didn't know that. Is it because there are no jobs, or is there really a passion to serve the nation?
Yeah, Ellen, let me say good morning to our listeners and say that the picture we saw at LWAC was more than the picture of 6 beautiful ladies losing their lives. I think it's a picture of a failed system, a picture of poverty, a picture of a country that is so rich yet so poor. It's not a kind of picture we need to be seeing as a nation. You as you rightly asked, whether the people really wanted to be military officers or it's because they don't have jobs to do.
Right.
And my answer will be that it's because they don't have jobs to do. A lot of them, even if you look at them physically, they are not cut out for the military, profession. But the point is that they don't have anywhere to go to find jobs to do. And so that is why
what we experience is a systemic failure, a picture of a systemic failure. And I think we should be worried as a nation, especially if you consider the fact that unemployment poses a serious threat relative to the issue of national security. So it is important that we pay attention to not just the exercise, but also the broader issue of youth unemployment, which is for me the critical issue to look at. I believe that you see, the government or the public service or the public sector doesn't have the capacity, unless someone goes on retirement, right, or someone dies. they can't employ any new person. Yes, and so the capacity is not there. And the private sector, that's supposed to be a place where people can be employed to. They've not had, over the years, they've not had a good environment for expansion to employ more hands. So it's certainly a problem. And also, it's also a picture of a failed education system, if you like. I think our education system has also not been helpful. We should look at our education system again and start from JSS. Right from JSS, we need to let our children know that the best way to survive in this life is to create your own job. And I think that entrepreneurial spirit, if you begin to inculcate that it's in our youth, I think it will go a long way to help. Because as it stands now, when people are about to complete university, the next thing they are thinking is how to polish my CV.
That's right.
Because I have to get out there and get somebody to employ me. Our education system doesn't train our youth to be self-employed minded. That when I step out, I'm going to start my own business, no matter how small. And so I think these are the issues we need to look at from GSS, SS. You see, it shouldn't be, our education system shouldn't be just continuous. If you finish GSS, you have to necessarily go to SS. If you finish SS, you have to necessarily go to the university. After SS, you should be beginning to do your work.
That's right.
Are you getting it? So that you can work maybe for some years before you go to the university.
Because it happens in other parts of the world, and it's widely accepted. Somebody might be good with their hands. They want to get into the workforce, get experience. You can always go back to school.
To school, yes. So we need to catch that bit. You know, we've lost it, and I think as we did, but I believe that, you see, this is my proposition. I think in order to give Ghanaians equal opportunity, no matter where you are, when it comes to some of these recruitments, we should give a time frame. If it is, let's say, 1 month or 2 weeks time frame, that within which every Ghanaian youth must be given opportunity. So you go on the portal, you don't have to pay. Government must make a budgetary provision or allocation to cater for the recruitment cost. Yes, the people should not be made to pay. Somebody who is already struggling, who has been in the house for 6 years, who is unemployed, would have to pay before he.
How about because, I mean, we always make the argument and say that there's not enough money. So how about the persons who get recruited at that final stage of selection? Then they can pay something.
Then you say those who don't get in get a refund.
Yeah, no, I get it. No, that you start
or
it's
they
free.
Don't pay anything. It's free. When you're getting in, then you have to pay for.
Yeah, because but I even with that, I believe that it should be possible to put it in a budget, because these are young guys who are unemployed, who are seeking to serve their country, risking their lives,
which is very true.
Yeah. So why don't we, if a time frame, let's say 2 weeks or 1 month, if you are interested, go to the portal and register. After the 2 weeks or 1 month, no matter how many people get onto the portal, even if it's 100,000, you are given equal opportunity. The equal opportunity comes in because you said whoever wants to join or who qualifies to join. So that's equal opportunity. If they are 100,000, if you're going to create 100 centers for them, create 100 centers. If they're going to pick 40, what it means is that we give Ghanaians equal opportunity to have access to the military, if you like, profession. And so, I don't think they should be made to pay. It should be free. We need to make provision for that in the budget. In the budget. Anytime you're going to do recruitment, let's put it in a budget that this is how much you're going to spend. Those who are going to register or those who are coming to or who want to be recruited should not be made to pay anything. I think if you do that, it will help us.
Certainly, Theophilus, let me get your bite on this as well. Today, I wanted to take a step back a little bit and widen the scope and think about why we have even so many numbers. Is it the norm that so many Ghanaian youth actually want to serve in the armed forces, or are we looking at a deeper issue which centers around the unemployment rates, the soaring unemployment rates that we see in the nation?
Yeah, good evening, good morning to your listeners. Sorry. I would look at it in these steps. One, there had been systemic failure all over the years.
Yes.
Previously, you see, there is a reason why most of the army songs or the armed forces songs are either Ewe songs or those of the Northern. It's a reason. Because those days, those were the only people who go to the armed forces. They largely, and if you look at even the history of all the coup d'etats we had in Ghana, majority of the people are either Ewes or those of the Northern group. I'm telling you the truth. And there was a time West African Magazine said, when Rawlings was in power, that even before his advent, the armed forces had a lot of Ewe groups and the Northern exchange that support him. And with his coming, that will even be solidified. But now, it's a source of employment for everybody. And reason why those were the people who used to go then was the idea that they will have the juju to go to wars and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So over the years, it has been that way, but now it's open. But I can also tell you that there had been certain intakes over some years. There had been nobody of every group in the officers' rank. I can tell you for a fact. Now, you see, over the last 8 years, if you had known anybody who had passed out of the army, you only hear, he's gone for training, he's passing out tomorrow. You will not hear of recruitment being done on the scale as which it was done this year. So another thing that brought this as well is the openness and the transparency with which this recruitment is being done. It's also a factor. Previously, they were selling the slots that people buy, and I mean, people even, I defended people who were alleged to have duped others that they had slots to sell. Because people were saying they were selling it here, they were selling it here. And people were eager to pay 15,000, 20,000 to get people. I'm telling you the truth. You see, so the openness, one of the things Honorable Dr. Mani Buama, God bless his soul, wherever he is, said was that the idea that it will be secretive will not be there. It will be open to everybody. And believe you me, people of NDC stock are worried that it's now open, when hitherto it was a group of people's stock that will only go. So the openness also created that thing for. And I understand that even certain guys who completed university were going for normal recruits, whereas previously they would have been thinking about officers' course. So it all boils down to the fact that the recruitment is now an avenue for jobs. It is not necessarily the desire to serve the country. It is now an avenue for job. You meet people every day. Maybe Ebo will say it. They are only asking to join uniformed, help us get uniformed positions. Not help me join, maybe become a teacher, become a nurse. No. I want immigration. I want police. I want soldier. Because they see it as one that, come hot May, you have a security of job or security of tenure.
That's right.
So it is not the idea of, this is what I love that I want to do. Sometimes, as in love, you may be there for a while and the love will develop. So maybe that we can give it out. So I want to be clear to say that we have had a failure over the years. I've always been praying to employ myself, and now I am on warrant to answer. What I kill is what I eat. If I kill a rat, I eat all my rat. If I kill an elephant, I eat all my elephant. If I don't kill any, I drink water. Simple. So
why do you use elephant?
It's a big animal.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I don't.
There are so many different animals. You started with rats, then I heard elephant.
Why didn't you say? Why didn't I use mouse? Oh, I'm not getting you.
As for butterfly, you don't chew it, so.
No. I wouldn't even kill butterfly. It looks so beautiful. It looks so beautiful.
Okay.
If I kill elephant, I eat all my elephant. If I you are mischievous, man. It didn't occur to me, but there's a lot of mischief. Yes, today
Not at all. I was only
we have been
curious.
told today is Friday, so we take it as a
That's
Friday
right.
one.
That's
so
right.
the system has failed for so long. And when you are looking at, you are advising persons to say, can you consider doing ABC? That's why there's a young man that was featured so much on a lot of programs I've seen. He runs A1 Foods in Howe. Maybe Google it. I think Joy FM even ran, or Joy, one of those, there are things that they run. He finish SHS and decide that, hey, I'm going to start to do kinky and cocoa business. And he's making it big.
Yeah. I think I know. A friend of mine even joined him.
Does he do bread as well? Is it A1? Or that's a different guy?
That's different.
They do the breakfast. You
They
go
do
there in the
breakfast,
morning, and
yeah.
there's so much queue, and the location is on the way to the hospital.
Okay.
So all those who want to buy to the hospital are all lined up. The nurses going to the nurses training, the middle, they are all lined up there. By afternoon time, the watches and the kinkies, he closes like 11 p.m.
I see.
Yes, and he was interview is like, my mom used to fry the bullfruit, and I feel like I can make it, and that's what he's doing, and he's employed the people who deliver.
At some point, they had wanted to come to Accra as well. But
Yes.
they didn't do their feasibility. And
Okay, so we have all these things all over the place that our people don't take. It is not just they don't take, it is because of the perception we give to all these things. There is not career guidance properly so-called, where people will go into it. My daughter tells me that she wants to be a teacher, and I'm like, why? You are in the United States, you want to be a teacher. It's like when we go for Sunday school and I'm explaining things to the children, they enjoy it and I feel happy. So I want to continue that way. How many people will tell their children will come to them and say, I want to be a teacher, and they will say, hallelujah, go and be a teacher? No.
That's right.
Everybody wants. So it is the way the one we inherited from the white man that we've not changed till today. And we kept on to it. That is it. Our educational system needs a complete breakdown and see what is needed for us and to project us further. Otherwise, we'll continue to have all these things. Look, if 3FM right now will run an ad that they need a presenter, I believe there was Ghana Highways recruitment. And someone sent me the application of the daughter, say, Lawyer, can you deliver this for me? When I went there, I called my friend to say, it's better we shouldn't deliver this. The CVs and applications, the one receiving it had a sete beside him.
Yeah.
And the sete was full of the CVs, tall, yes, and the ones beside him, and they were looking for 3 people or something.
Wow.
For that position that the daughter applied for. I'm like, it's better. I mean, you have a better chance of making it to heaven or being hit by the asteroid than what I saw there. Honestly. And there's no way. Recently I asked, have you heard from them? None. So we are all looking for non-existing jobs. And to make it worse, the ones that are above 60 who are supposed to go for extension, then they also manipulate their ages. Yes, I had a friend who told me, the friend said he wants to even change his birth certificate to cut his age, to increase his age so that he will retire early. Because he feels that by 50 he should go and start to do proper farming and etc. So, and also when we do certain professions, for example, farming,
Right.
if you see the images they project, they don't appeal to you to become a farmer.
That's right.
They don't appeal to you to become a farmer. So what the hell are you going to look for that? So we need to rethink and re-strategize. Our education is not about free SHS, free university, free this. At the end of the day, we produce so much and very little for them to do. Now we are exporting. Hitherto, School of Mines, where I'm a graduate, was the only, I think it's still the only School of Mines in West Africa, or to a large extent, I think Zambia had. So after a while, we started exporting. And you go all across the continent, there are graduates from School of Mines. People are asking for those ones. But if that has not existed, where people are demanding all this from us, where would they have been?
They would have just been home as well.
Yes, they would have been home as well. So the idea of us having, that is why you go to, let's say, a place like UK, and somebody I was working in Williston, North Dakota, and there was this young guy, 20 years. And he said, last year I made over $100,000. This year I was only on the rig. I'm only waiting for 21, and I'll get another license, and I'll be trailer driver, and I'll be a big operator. And I asked, won't you go to school? He said, no, I only want to go and learn welding in addition to what I already have.
If you say that on our show, somebody say, hey.
He said the welders earn so much that he wants to be a welder. So he looked at the situation where there are vacancies and decides that, look, this is where I'm going to train myself.
Yeah.
But you can't do it here. We've converted all our technical schools into universities, because that is where we have to, everybody must have a degree. So until we have a proper thing to say, hey, let's stop. Let us start to think properly about what we need for ourselves. Unfortunately, we are going to have the glut as we are seeing.
Council, just on that score, before we switch onto the OSP score,
go on a quick break.
A quick break before. What is this administration seeking to do about it? Because for a very long time, we've been having this conversation. And you mentioned the technical, the polytechnics to universities. It happened under Mahama 1.
Yes.
When it was changed to technical universities.
Yes.
Now there's the idea being mooted of specialized universities again for technicians and artisans. So people will ask the question, why then did we change it in the past and we're seeking to bring it back? How are we seeking to have our education answer to these conversations you're raising? Because if we continue in this light, we will continue like this, and every now and then there's 100,000 graduates every year, and the specialization where we're supposed to tackle issues within the Ghanaian economy and help develop, we're not getting
exactly.
that.
So the idea or the perception that everybody must have a degree. Everybody must have a degree. You see somebody finishing a polytechnic then and says, I want to go and do top up.
Yeah.
Where the skills you are supposed to acquire are good enough to take you somewhere and to even progress. My first job in UK, my boss was actually a stenographer, but she was in charge of water resources engineers, because she has been there, has seen all the processes, and had learned through and had risen. But you can't have such a situation here, because we are sort of jacket fixed that once you do Bible knowledge, you have to be a pastor. You cannot be trained to become a presenter, to become somebody else. But BA, as someone once told me, is begin again. BSc means begin schooling. So you can always school, you can always begin to learn new things, even with that. So again, back to what I feel we should do. We must have a proper dialogue on our educational structure, not just the top, or what we need to do with the existing one. What do we need for ourselves to project us going forward?
Yeah.
I was watching a video where the Chinese students were encouraged to take a break, were encouraged to clean their own areas, were encouraged, and all that. Then I'm asking myself, when are we going to have such mentality that you are going to school and you are to do A, B, C, and nobody will have to do it for you, and building something unconsciously into you? By the time you grow up, then you realize this is what I need to do. Those are the things we must have a proper, not NDC MPP discussion. The whole Ghana might say that, what do we need to do to be able to go forward? Because you see, one of our biggest assets we have as a continent now is our youth.
That's right. We're the youngest continent.
Yes. And if a time will come, someone told me that there is a country, they used to harvest our results. That's why when you go to apply for visa, they know your capability already.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So you are likely to get attended to quicker than somebody who has maybe a 9 somewhere and is now bringing a 1 million bank statement. But you will be having AAAA somewhere. So they know before you approach them that this is a potential. Even if he becomes illegal in our part, he's going to contribute very well to our development. But the ones we have, we are not able to identify to say, this guy is good at stealing. Let's train him to be a national asset, to be stealing state institutions as a document.
To be
tracking things for us. Yes, we don't have that. So it is time now that we say, hey, let's stop. Let's start fresh and build something for ourselves. That way, things like this that we are seeing will not be happening.
Certainly. Time check, it is some 27 minutes past the hour of 9. You're still locked in live here on 3FM Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back, we get into the OSP saga. The newest entry into this tango is private legal practitioner lawyer Martin Pegu. There's some interesting developments happening there. We'll bring you up to speed. Don't go too far.
This December, give your kids what they really want. Your time, your full attention. Cerelac in partnership with 3FM presents Family Fun Day. Hashtag Familac 2025. A full-day adventure packed with games, family competitions, live performances. Happening Friday, 5th December at Good Park from 9 a.m. To register your family for free, dial *928*12*11#. For vendor bookings or inquiries, call or WhatsApp us on 053-11-00927 or 053-220-0927. Family Fun Day, powered by Cerelac and brought to you by 3FM. This December, give your kids what they really want. Your time, your full attention. Cerelac in partnership with 3FM presents Family Fun Day. Hashtag Familac 2025. A full-day adventure packed with games, family competitions, live performances. Happening Friday, 5th December at Good Park from 9 a.m. To register your family for free, dial *928*12*11#. For vendor bookings or inquiries, call or WhatsApp us on 053-11-00927 or 053-220-0927. Family Fun Day, powered by Cerelac and brought to you by 3FM.
Seven 3FM 92.7.
30 minutes to the top of the hour. Now, this Black Friday weekend, the Junction Mall is the only place to be. Get ready for massive discounts of up to 70% across your favorite shops. Shop big, dip and win exciting surprise giveaways, and enjoy live music performances that will keep the energy high all weekend long. Bring the whole family. There will be kids, fun-packed activities, entertainment, and unbeatable deals everywhere you turn. Now, this Black Friday weekend, choose the Junction Mall, your #1 shopping and ultimate Christmas destination. Don't miss out. Shop, dip, win, and celebrate at the Junction Mall. The Junction Mall. Join, explore, and shop. In that winning season, in that winning spirit, the luckiest is back again.
Yeah, you be this, you be that, but I know they care.
Giving you more chances to change your life. Let me show you 2 easy ways to get in the game. First, you grab your mobile device, simply dial *712#. That's *712#. Choose option 1 to buy a ticket for yourself, or option 2 to buy for someone else. Do you want the system to generate a lucky ticket for you? You go with option 1 again. Prefer to choose your own lucky number? That's option 2. Confirm your payment with Momo and boom, you are in. Now for the online way, simply visit theluckiestafrica.com. That's theluckiestafrica.com and register. Tap on community tickets to either pick your own lucky number or let the system generate one for you. You can also buy a ticket for someone else. When it's time to pay, use Momo if you are in Ghana, or pay with your card if you are abroad. One ticket can multiply your money by 500 times, and your whole community could win 10 times over. This is your golden chance. So hop on and let's get lucky together. Because luck is everywhere. Now let's get stuck into our second topic. It is now some 28 minutes to the top of the hour. We're talking about the office of the special prosecutor, who I would say in the last few weeks has definitely been the center of a lot of conversation, some might say even controversy, constantly making the headlines. Now, I also spoke about Lawyer Martin Pebu because in very recent times, maybe even this week, I believe it was, he's received an invitation by the OSP to clarify certain comments that he has made. And he's not the only one who has made such comments about the office of the special prosecutor. In fact, the more I monitor the temperature on social media and beyond, the calls for the scrapping of the OSP seem to be getting louder. Now, Martin Pebu had made a bold statement on our sister station on the Key Point show in particular, saying that the OSP had allowed former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta to leave the country despite ongoing corruption probes. Now, this invitation raises important questions about accountability, trust in anti-corruption institutions, and the fight against graft in Ghana's political landscape. Well, let me start off with you on this one. I'm trying to recall what your stance has been as far as the OSP is concerned, whether you are for or against, because that's how I'm measuring the temperature these days. It seems as though we were backing the OSP. He told us he was a lonely bird. We were giving him support, but we seem to be taking some steps away or backtracking from the OSP. What is going on in this regard?
Ellen, I have on record supported the OSP, but I have repented, honestly. I've repented, and I've made it clear. Even this morning, I said it on TV3 this morning. When I heard the interview he granted KSM, something that the special prosecutor said, that he virtually saw Ken leaving, and he was powerless and helpless. If you can have an office that can be helpless and powerless at a time that they would have to take a very serious action, then that office does not need to exist.
Did that interview do irreparable harm to the image of the office? Because I think everybody's angst against the office and particularly this Ken Ofori-Atta incident has stemmed from these words, which were stated by the OSP, that he was helpless. Has it pretty much nailed?
Oh yeah, I think that's the last straw. That's the last straw, because I mean, if you can be helpless, and to the extent that you saw him going, but you could do nothing, then why are you existing? Then why do you have that office? Are you getting the point I'm making? So, and I believe, I have said it, Ken is not going to come. They knew he was leaving. They aided, they made sure he was out of the country before we got to know. And so he's not going to come back. But you see, this morning I've said it. I mean, if he's not going to come back, somebody must bear the consequences. And I believe NPP must bear the consequences. We must sacrifice the NPP on the altar of his refusal to come to Ghana.
What would that look like in practical terms? Because there's an individual that has been named and is alleged to have committed these offenses. If we are to sacrifice the NPP, how do we place accountability? On whose shoulders do we place it on exactly?
Well, the point I'm making is that so long as he remains abroad, NPP must remain in opposition. He was their finance minister. I mean, the man was virtually next to the president. So if the president is quiet, the party is quiet, and the man has done a lot of things, he has a lot of questions to answer, and is refusing to come back to the country, then someone will have to suffer the consequence. And I'm saying that the NPP must be the one to bear that blunt, because he was their finance minister. he was in charge of the finances of the country. Are you getting the point I'm making? So instead of having some of the needless press conferences they've been having, they should rather have a press conference and boldly invite him to come, and also help so that we bring him. I believe the former president would have to talk to his cousin to come, because then why did you even institute the office in the first place? I want to believe that, and I've said it, that even the creation of the OSP itself was part of their grand scheme.
You say this was a target for political opponents?
Not for themselves. It was part of their grand scheme. They came with a purpose, from the very beginning of the administration of Nana Akufo-Addo. They had a game plan. And I believe that they had a game plan to capture the state and loot it. And that is exactly what they did. And they made sure that certain people, they occupy certain positions with some people that they can control. That's why when Martin Amedu refused to play ball, they virtually forced him out to resign. Then they brought. Do you think that after Martin Amedu, they will bring someone like Martin Amedu again? And do you think Akufo-Addo will make such sensitive appointment with that kind of writer's input? One kind was the big man in the room. So I mean, we have been played. Let's accept it. We have been played. And so.
But do you genuinely believe that we have been played?
We have been played.
We've just been pawns in this grand agenda.
Yeah. We have been played. You have been played, my sister. Let's not kid ourselves. Let's speak the truth as it is. That's what I'm saying. Look at 78 charges. Count. Do you know the number of years that this case can run? Maybe 20 years, maybe 10 years, maybe 15 years. Because if you had to go through the legal process, and a lawyer is here, probably he will shed more light on that. I mean, I say we have been played. Let's accept it. And Ken is not going to come back. And so I'm saying that let MPP suffer the consequences thereof. So long as he remains abroad, let MPP remain in opposition.
But do you not think that narratives such as the one that you are projecting this morning do more harm for the fight against corruption? Because, I mean, the OSP says that they are working. In fact, if you follow them on social media, they've put out so many different videos. There's one, an eagle is flying above the capital. They're giving us a breakdown of some of the cases that they've been able. And if we start to doubt them, do we not take steps backwards? Because they're there to support the other security and investigative bodies.
It is the man who formed our office. It's Akufo-Addo. Let me tell you, these people, as I told you, I mean, I describe them as John 10-10 politics. John 10-10A. They came to steal, kill, and destroy. And they had a game plan.
But this is scathing.
So they came to steal, kill, and destroy. And I want to repeat it. And they had a game plan. And so with the game plan, let me tell you, whatever they did, whatever law they passed, whatever appointment they made, it was to help them achieve their game plan. That is why plea bargain, for example, was brought. Why would you bring plea bargain if you knew you were not stealing? Why would you pass LI 2462 if you knew you were not destroying our forest? Are you getting the point I'm making? So they did a lot of things because of the game plan they had. And I'm saying that even that office itself, I mean, the OSP, I mean, for OSP to say somebody who's supposed to be independent and be powerful says, I was helpless. I saw him leave. And I was helpless. Nobody was prepared to help me. And I'm saying that's why. So on that score, why should you allow that office to continue to exist?
You say it's simply not fit for purpose.
Yes, let's scrap it. Let's scrap it and allow empower other anti-corruption institutions to function. And I think that would be the best way forward than to OSP. Let me tell you, they can. I believe, Mustafa Hamid has come out to say that his case is a useless case already.
That's right.
Yeah, for him to have the boldness to say that, because OSP is the one handling it, and that guy is Akufo-Addo's darling boy. So I'm saying that the one who created that office makes the office some way.
Let me pick the thoughts of Theophilus on this, because Ebo has made some comments this morning, and I've seen others also make these same comments. The disaffection the OSP is currently enjoying or not enjoying has been interesting to witness.
Yes, to a large extent, we need to support the OSP to succeed. But science has taught us that an image is formed when you put something in the path of light. So for an image to be formed, you have to put something in the path of light. So if you don't position yourself that way, the image will not be formed. So whilst we will all pray to help the OSP to succeed, the OSP must clear itself of all these perceptions and the optics, like what Ebo has just said. I am worried about the number of counts. I mean, granted that all of them will be easy to be proven. How many witnesses will the OSP call? We should be worried about that. And all the lawyers of all these people who have been charged will all cross-examine those witnesses. Then when they reach a stage, they feel that no case has been made, and that will take another 2 weeks to a month for all of them to write their submission and submit, and the court rules. Then they come back and start with their own defense, and they will call a number of witnesses. When are we going to finish this? A generation. I would have thought, I know Kisia Jaben very well. He taught me criminal law. Yes, I know him very well. Very fine lecturer. He taught me criminal law. There is one thing being a defense lawyer, and there's one thing being the attacking lawyer. If I use the attacking lawyer, the prosecutor, he has been a criminal defense lawyer. I don't know if in the course of that he has had the opportunity to hone his skills to be a prosecutor or his department. Now, I would have thought that if we have 5 counts against you, would have gone for 1 or 2 that are watertight. I always say that there is something that is missing in this part of the world. We don't quantify what we lose to know how much we have lost. For example, we stay in traffic for 4 hours, 3 hours to get to the office. We don't quantify how much we have lost as a result of that. So if you are going to prosecute, you need to look at how much would have been spent prosecuting if you were using, let's say, a private prosecutor. How much you would have been paying for it? We need to have asked those questions. Number 2, is it in the public interest to go this way? Number 3, what are the likelihood of you succeeding or securing a conviction? So if you have 5 counts, and you know that for 2, I have 90 to 100% chance, barring any other misbehavior or, let me say, anything bad, I'm going to secure conviction. Why go for the 3, 4, 5? Because there are some charges and counts. If you are convicted on all of them and you are sentenced 2 years, 2 years, 2 years, they will run concurrently, which invariably means 2 years. So why do you want to go for something that you get 2 years, 2 years, 2 years times 4, which will be 8 years, but it will just be 2 years?
So as a strategy, 78 charges is really not...
It's not. It's not. Look at the Dubois case. The initial charges were plenty. After a while, they were reduced to 2 or 3. They brought in stealing. Once they are able to secure stealing, which is 1 year to 25 years, and they get 15 years for the person or 20 years, it's enough. All those others that will be added, they are no more necessary. Now, the only problem of this strategy is if you fail, you can't bring the others which you would have used together with them. So you have to be sure, get a watertight case and know that your strategy with all the other things will work. So if you are taking somebody for stealing, causing financial loss, and you decide that, oh, okay, let me just go for the causing financial loss, and you miss out. If you bring the stealing, they will say you could have added that as well. So that is double jeopardy. Let me use another example. You stab, someone is stabbed. Then there is the use of offensive weapon. There is the use of causing harm. And you decide that, okay, I'll go for causing harm. And you fail. You can't come back and say there was the use of offensive weapon. You could have added the 2. Or you went for the use of offensive weapon and you fail. You can't come and use the causing harm. So the person would have gone for a double jeopardy and say, I've already been convicted or acquitted, so you can't go. So we must have all these strategies in place before we go.
And on that score, on the charges, 78, there's been a concern that's been raised about causing financial loss and the fact that doesn't fall within the remit of the OSP.
Yes, I've heard that too.
In going on that tangent as well, that feeds into the perceptions of what Ebo is saying. And
he has set himself up to fail.
He has set himself up, and that subsequently, because we know the Attorney General has told us that it is not just the OSP who is interested in Yusuf Uriata, that he himself is interested in, and he's a subject matter of an IOCO investigation and all of that. It could mean on the same charges, the matter of double jeopardy could come up.
Yes, the double jeopardy could come up. So, you see, so that is why I am thinking that, look, the OSP is prosecuting, let's say, it's a prosecutorial agent of the AG. He has to get that fiat from the AG to prosecute. His act was set up specifically for corruption and corruption related. Perhaps you could stretch it to mean that as a result of the corruption, the related offense is the causing financial loss. If you're able to make that argument, then you are square in it. But if you are not, then really you have set up yourself to fail. That brings to mind again my thinking that why do you have to have that strategy when there is the possibility that I will fail, I may succeed? Much as the OSP is not the one who will do the final conviction, you should be convicted in yourself to say, as for this, it will take something else for me not to have this. Then, again, most lawyers go into court, except you don't do your work well. And God bless my former boss where he is. He gave me something to do. I said, boss, you will lose. He said, you have to develop the law. I said, no, you have reached cul-de-sac. Why are you developing two? You will lose. Look at A, B, C. And he said, okay, keep reading. I'm going to court. I'll be back. Before he came back from court, the other party has served us the same arguments I've made to him. And I said, you see, you have it. You are going to lose. Explain to your client at once that you are going to lose. It will not. So the same way, as a lawyer, that the office has a number of lawyers, prosecutors, etc. Sit down, have your strategy. Say, if we go along this line, assuming you are defending, what are our chances? We go along that line, what are our chances? Do those things before you go in. You see, the other thing about OSP or the SP is that people are worried about too much talk from his end.
Too much talk?
Yes.
The press conferences, the social media posts, the videos that are coming out.
People are worried.
I think, is that not in defense of the kind of attack that we see coming?
What caused the attack? For example, Ebo has just said, you told us that you were there and you watched and the person left. If you had not told us all that, the attack would not come. It wasn't just because the people woke up one morning and decide. And again, you see, Kisia Jammeh as the SP had been there for a while now. I told you the last time I was here that I've made note of his last release reports. I've put it in spreadsheet. I'm waiting. The next report he gives, I'll see whether there had been movement. And that's what the media has to do, to pick each of the cases and ask questions. After 3 months, when you are presenting, or 6 months, 6 months, what is the movement? If there's no movement, then you say, oh, come on. You came to us to talk about Abna, Amma, Ajwa, and Kojo. Today you are again talking about Abna, Amma, Kojo, or you left Kojo. What has happened to Kojo that Kojo dropped off the list? That is what we should be doing. So people are asking those questions and asking, what has happened? What have you been doing all this while? Then come back to the procedural work. You see, you hear lawyers saying he has not been served. There are several ways to institute. I think there are 2 ways to institute criminal proceedings.
Right.
One is to arrest and bring the person to court. The other is to issue criminal summons that appear before a judge because there's reasonable suspicion you have done A, B, C to answer. So the judge signs it and say appear. Now, if he has not been arrested and given these charges, they could issue criminal summons. That's why people are thinking that even though he's away, he could still be issued a summons.
Do we know where he is, though, to issue said summons?
Yes, that's the next stage. Now, because criminal issues relate to somebody's, give me the word, somebody's freedom.
Yeah.
You must be sure, even contempt, which is quasi-criminal, you have to personally serve the person. You can't just say you are serving even through the lawyer, even if the person has a lawyer. Now, and you have to bring it to his notice.
Okay.
Now, if it was a civil case, you can post it. Now we are even allowed to use Facebook and WhatsApp. You can even put it in the Daily Graphic. Now, will that suffice as well in a criminal case? I believe his lawyers will go and challenge that. Or if they appear before a judge to say we want to try in absentia, the judge will ask, has he been brought to his notice? Has he been served? Then if they go along that line and the judge says, no, hold on. I don't think I accept that kind of service as a proper service. And they will go to the Supreme Court to say, help us here. Does that amount to proper service? And the Supreme Court says, yes, it amounts to. Then we are in a new era or a new territory of criminal law. Beyond that, I don't know how he's going to be served.
And the plea as well is another thing. There are those who argue that, in fact, he has to be present for his plea to be taken, and subsequently he can decide whether or not he participates.
No, you see, even if you are present and you are, let's say, violent in courtroom, and it is impossible for your presence for trial to continue, you'll be taken out, and a not guilty plea will be entered for you.
Right.
So if you decide to abscond after being made aware, let's say even police inquiry bail, and you decide to disappear, they will enter a plea of not guilty for you. Right. Then the state will have to prove its case against you because it involves your liberty. That's the word I was saying. So the most important thing is it has to be brought to his attention personally. That is why I am worried.
And that's what's missing right now.
That's what's missing right now. So are we going to have a situation where, to be frank with you, if I were part of the Office of the Special Prosecution, we rent a proper, very good bailiff to locate him in the U.S., and we'll get people like that, locate him in the U.S.
I think people have spotted him.
We've seen pictures.
Yes, people locate him in the U.S. And get him served in the U.S. Then that way, and with all the videos, everything, then you are like, yes, we have served him. Because that could be done. You get good money to the proper bailiffs, those who can do, everything to get you served. And he will be served. But I don't know the strategy they have.
Well, we only have some 4 minutes to go, and then we've got to bid you farewell. I'm going to ask my panelists a pointed question so we can wrap up on this. To scrap or not to scrap the OSP, Able?
Yeah, I see. But the thing is that if OSP want us to take him serious, what is stopping him from freezing the assets of Ken Ofori-Atta? The man has run away. He doesn't want to come. He's got a lot of assets here. Why don't you freeze his assets as part of the measures to get him here? You see, that's what I'm saying, that I'm not comfortable with the way things are going. I don't believe the office must continue to exist. Let's scrap it and have our the normal, regular anti-corruption institutions to work. This is Nana Akufo-Addo's baby, and that makes it suspicious.
Theophilus, to scrap or not to scrap?
Oh, that would be a poisonous or a poison chalice for NDC to say to scrap. You are going to. Everybody will jump on it that, hey, we brought something to do corruption, and they just scrap it. But sometimes the lawyer said res ipsa. The thing speaks for itself. Everybody knows what is happening, but eventually, indeed, if I were that level to take decision, that's my personal opinion, not the opinion, I would have advised that since his position, the position of the SP, is coterminous with the Court of Appeal, he should be moved to Court of Appeal, and he's not sacked, and another person appointed to that position. That would be my advice. That maybe the person himself too is a problem. So move the person unless he's somebody else. Yeah, but to scrap, I don't subscribe to that.
Gentlemen, always a pleasure to hear from you. Thank you so much for gracing our studios with your presence. Theophilus Kojo Jimega Jr. Esquire is a member of the NDC's communication team. We also had this morning Able Bachman, senior communicator of the United Party. Always a pleasure to pick your thoughts.
So I'm the Deputy National Communications Director.
Deputy National Communications Director. We'll update our records accordingly. Thank you so much.
Thank you too.
Thanks for speaking with us. You were invited by the Office of the Special Prosecutor based on some allegations that the